All right, good people. This is a special request from Martin Newstyle. So um, he wanted it on this channel. Like I said, I haven't done anything on this channel for quite some time. So um, people said they thought it was dead in its mothballs, but is I think it was a quote said the past is never dead and buried. Sometimes it's not even past, so it's always with us. So and then there was a quote that I was just telling my mother and my daughter. Um, it was from actually a TV show on Fox, um, and the guy said, the dead are never really dead because we carry them with us." So as long as it's with us, as long as we have a memory of it, especially on YouTube, since it stays up here forever, it's never really dead. So we got a couple of good guests. I don't really they want the title to be the coldest winter ever. I think it is because of the changes that we're getting ready to go through in this country as we start to slide down and slow decline. And something Kevin said that winter is coming. Okay, but he said in 2020 during COVID, and winter is here, and we're starting to see the effects of it. So it's just going to get colder. So my guests are here, so they can chime in about exactly what they really want to talk about. Because I'm not, I'm, I have an idea, but I'm not quite sure. So it's a free form flowing thing, and this is a women's channel. I always try to let the women lead. And on this channel, when I first started it, it was a challenge by Kristen Carrison, and she said I could not talk to women without kissing their behinds. I said I thought I could because I got I'm a father of two daughters, and I think you can, without you can be a man and still talk to women in a man's way. It's just different as long as you're fair. And on this channel, the only thing I asked when I first started is that the women be honest. That I don't accept lies. I don't accept shirking the truth. Tell me the honest truth, no matter what it is and how you feel. And we can accept that. What I can't accept is lies and you trying to duck and dodge. And I never allowed them to do that. So that's really the only rule for the women's channel. Be open, be honest, and be truthful. Because that's the only way to fix anything. Like you go in and fix an engine or a problem, or even to a doctor, he's got to find the truth about your body before he can actually do anything. Because if he doesn't, he's going to make a mistake and he's not going to heal you. So even on my men's channel, it's all it is search for the truth. Okay, and I think the men are a little bit more open to it because men are more solutions oriented and women are more feeling oriented. So it takes a little bit more digging for females, for women, because you have to. That's a long story because we did it over the period of like 3 years of training women to actually kind of uh, access their feelings, go through their feelings, and then get to the actual truth of what they thought. So it's just different. So. But anyhow, we're here, and oh, there's Jaguar. She's in the background. There she is. There's the guest of honor.
Hey, how are you guys?
What's going on?
Oh, well, number one, hey, sunshine. How are you, darling?
Hey girl, hey, I'm doing good. Glad to be on the
Oh,
platform with you. How are you?
you know what? Hearing your voice, I'm great.
You make me smile.
Ditto, kiddo.
Did you ever show Sunshine on YouTube by any chance?
No,
You
but
don't.
I'm going to have a show on
Oh, see, look
YouTube.
at this gorgeous woman.
Oh, she got all dolled up for us. Okay.
No, no, she's married to a junk. She's married to the humdinger. That's
Oh,
Chef
really?
Crawford's wife.
Okay.
Do you know who her husband is?
No, I don't. I do not, ma'am.
Will
Who
you
is she?
tell him
Who
that
is?
wonderful song he wrote for Deborah Cox?
Oh, Chef Crawford. Nobody's supposed to be here. And
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay,
and we can't be friends.
okay.
Wow.
All right.
Vote for Deborah Cox. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now, this woman, we have to give her more love in the music community, because whatever
Okay.
happiness she's bringing into Shep Crawford's wife to make him produce that kind of music, and he's back in the studio again, which
Good.
means
Good.
he's loved up, he's shined up, and I just want people to know there's a
Good.
lot more to Dr.
We,
Sunshine than
we
just
we need
talking
we
Hey,
about
need we,
feelings.
I
we
do
need
what I
we,
can.
we need the real songwriters to come back and write songs again because that's what
Yes,
we're missing.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
because this remix whatever it is out there is not hitting it. So we need
Yeah.
songwriters to come back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, to answer your question though, I have a radio show. I am the host of the Dr. Sunshine show
Oh, okay.
on KBLA Talk 1580.
Okay. Okay. In
Um
LA. Okay.
yeah, in LA, but all over, because this is the day of the internet. So
Yes.
you can find me Sunday mornings from 8 to 9.
8 to 9.
KBLA.
What is the nature of the show? What's the gist of the show? What is
So
the mission of the show? Let's put it that
so
way.
the
Mhm.
my personal mission
Mhm.
is to eradicate stigma that is attached to mental health,
Okay.
because the truth of the matter is, as long as we are in this human life experience, we're all
Mhm.
dealing and managing
Yeah.
a little depression, a little anxiety, because doesn't life just throw things your way, and don't
Oh
we
yeah.
all have a little pain
It,
and trauma that we're trying to work out?
and it get and
So
it gets worse is because culture doesn't change fast enough, and the environment and this technology is changing too fast, and people are breaking left and right. I see it all the time.
right, right, right. So yeah, so the goal is to be able to talk about it,
Mhm.
like kind of like what we're doing, kind of talk
Okay.
about it.
Okay. Okay. Now Jaguar. Also, we have my shotgun rider over here, Toya,
Hello,
down in the
Hey,
lady.
corner.
Toya.
Normally
Nice
I
to
ride
meet you.
shotgun with her, but she's riding shotgun with me today. So
Humbly.
now Jaguar, you wanted this to be titled "The Coldest Winter Ever." Why?
Because that's usually the best way to to describe a woman's heart.
Ooh, oh my goodness. So,
Ooh.
oh, here we go.
Ooh.
We starting early. Okay, go ahead.
Well, no, I
Oh,
mean,
oh, somebody hide the church money. Okay.
listen,
Ooh.
I ain't come to take it.
Hide it just in case. Okay.
Oh my goodness. No, but I just think that, all of us got a little Omarion going on. We got an icebox where our heart used to be.
Okay. Okay.
And the truth is America has become a very heartbreaking place.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you look at it, all of the places where we really used to look for encouragement, support,
Mm-hmm.
they really don't exist anymore. And then bending all of the gender lines and
Mm-hmm.
creating a lot more division in our
Mm-hmm.
already very divided Black community.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the trans issue, and it
Mm-hmm.
is an issue
Yeah.
in the Black community, because we're still not addressing the fact that a lot of people that are representing themselves as African American transgender women
Mm-hmm.
aren't really transgender. they're
Hmm?
they're
Okay.
they're, they're playing they're
Explain that.
playing they're playing
Explain that.
blackface, baby.
Hmm? Yeah,
They're
yeah,
playing
yeah.
So
Explain.
blackface.
basically, so transgender women. Because sometimes I get this mixed up. So this is men transitioning to a woman, right? That's a trans
Exactly.
woman. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Because we used to call them something else, but they've
Well, of
been around for a
course.
long time. Okay. That's I remember
A very, very long
remember the
time.
LaBelle song, Lady Marmalade. Okay, that was trans
Yeah,
guy. Okay. Yeah. It's
I
been around a long
know.
time. Yeah.
And it's so funny because people look at the Beyonce Renaissance album as her, lightweight "I'm Coming Out" album,
Okay.
because it was a real LGBTQ plus, well, QIA plus community project. Everyone
Yeah.
knows that.
Yeah.
Patti LaBelle was doing the same thing back in the 70s. Like,
Yes.
these aren't new things. Like, if anybody knows Aunt Patty, they know if there's one thing she if is a, the F word hag, like
Yeah.
big
Oh yeah.
time,
Yes. Yes.
big
Yeah. For a
time.
long time. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you mean? She didn't retire.
No,
I'm
she didn't.
just
No,
saying.
yeah, I mean, but basically, if you ever been to a Patti LaBelle concert, the children of the LGBT are gonna be there.
Oh
right out
yes.
front with their
All about the
lighters.
kids. All
Yes.
about the kids. And
Yeah.
guess what? She's
Hmm.
going to their after party.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
and that's another thing, just all of the hiding.
Hmm.
And now they're hiding in another way. Like,
Okay.
down low culture should have been totally thrown out the door the second that civil unions between same sex became
Eh,
honored.
Yeah.
But it didn't. It
No.
didn't.
I
Actually,
knew it
down low
wasn't.
culture is just as strong as it's
Yeah.
ever been.
What, I don't even think it's down low anymore. I think it's right out in the open.
Well, it's right out in the open unless someone asks you an open question. And then it's a tap dance, it's a this, it's a that.
Hmm.
But if you look at all of these gender bending, all of these community dividing, the people that have really, really, really just been most neglected is the black woman.
Okay. So explain that.
Well, our men have been forced to compete with us career wise
Hmm.
because society has set it up that way.
Yeah. Yeah. The
And
white
so
woman did.
now
Yeah.
black women have to feel guilty about being too successful.
Hmm.
So then there is not only the ego issues that comes along with that,
Uh huh.
getting dumped for the lesser woman, or what you would say is the lesser woman because you're too accomplished.
Hmm.
Then you have, your average church going girl who's just trying to fit into the society role and the societal rules.
Hmm.
And right now, with all of the black churches under attack because of all of, the flagrant power bottoming behavior that is constantly being, like, these women have been looking to these men and now they're realizing, maybe we got led astray, and they're listening to what he said.
What the thing is that um, basically, and this is something I did a video on maybe 10 years ago on my MGTOW channel. Basically, and they admitted this, okay, that the the boomer men were too strong. They were getting ready to overturn the society. So what they did, they took all the power away from the men,
Mm-hmm.
white and black, and gave it to the female in
Mm-hmm.
1972. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
basically, and what has happened, what because I read a bunch of these feminist books, what they thought was that you guys, the females, were actually going to take power, okay, because they were given power and take power and take the man's role. That's what they thought. Okay, and in fact, there was about 5 or 6 books written by leading feminists saying exactly that. That you guys were supposed to take given the man's power, you're supposed to take the man's role and do what the men do because that's the position that you're put in.
Yeah, but
And
women aren't men.
well, the thing is, according to post structural modernist feminist theory, men and women are the same.
No,
Yeah,
no.
that was the
Genetically, we're
theory.
not the same.
That was the
You know
theory.
what I mean? Well,
Yeah.
listen to me. A
Hmm.
trans woman and a man,
Hmm.
they're more alike than a trans woman and a woman.
Yeah, of course.
You
But
know,
but
it's
but
but
thing is the feminists. One thing I don't understand is that, okay, is that feminist women, especially black women, embrace this, okay, and
mhm.
protect these people. It's good, and then they try to, because on the man's side we've been shamed for not accepting these people as women. We've been shamed for that for the past, what, 15 years. Okay, the trans women are women, and how come you guys don't accept these particular people
Can I
as
say
women?
something
Go
as a
ahead,
woman?
go ahead.
Any woman that doesn't have a period every month like me, and
Mm-hmm.
any woman who has
Mm-hmm.
never experienced childbirth like me,
Mm-hmm.
can't compare herself to me.
Of course not.
It's like trying to compare an electric bike to a car.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
still a bike is still a bike, though it operates in some ways and it has, the artificial energy that's driving it and running it and whoop de whoop de woo and yada yada yada. It's still not a car.
Yeah. Yeah. And black men, which is why black men get hated on it, because the vast majority of black men don't accept this. Okay, no, just you have a penis just like me, and if I get with you, okay, I'm gay. I'm not a straight man anymore. And
Well,
and black men know this, and
no,
so
but
that we
that's
have
common.
rejected this. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
common
it is
sense.
common sense.
this is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think two things can be true at the same time. I think you can accept and appreciate a person for who they are and their
Mm-hmm.
life choices. And
Right.
I think you also have the right to say, as wonderful as that is for you, it's just not for me.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
That's like me going to a restaurant, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I look on the menu and they have a lovely dish, but it's
Mm-hmm.
pork based.
Yeah.
I don't eat pork. But you're telling me, hey, this is the greatest new thing ever and you should eat it. And I say, yeah, but I don't eat pork. Well, you're racist. You're
Mm-hmm.
terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What's wrong with pig?
Yeah.
Everyone else eats it.
Yeah.
What, you're too good for it? And
Yeah.
it's no, it's just, I'm sure it's a wonderful dish. It smells great and all of that, but I don't eat pork. And the thing is why is it so hard for people to accept in a country where personal choice is supposed to be like at the top of our freedoms? It's constantly being challenged and checked.
Because they want you to accept these people in the mainstream. In fact, this is something that I used to do a radio program with a friend of mine, online radio program with a friend of mine way back like 20 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And they're debating about uh, gay marriage, make legalizing and making it normal, right? And we had a whole bunch of people call in. I said, okay. I said, I don't have a problem with it about whatever you do with whatever your parts and where they go and how you accept people. I don't have a problem with it. But the thing is to classify them as a normal and put them inside the normal circle. Okay, they're outside the circle and they want to come inside the circle. Now, once they come inside the circle, who else takes their place on the outside of the circle? And who's going to defend the circle once you guys that have been considered abnormal normal? Are you guys actually going to defend the normal circle like we used to? And guess what? They didn't. So now all these things are coming in, and
Yeah, man.
there's nobody at the gate to actually defend what we call a normal heterosexual, whatever his lifestyle that has been around for what 3 or 4 thousand
You
years.
want to know what's crazy?
Mm-hmm.
The one style of living that can actually produce life
Mm-hmm.
without enhancement
Mm-hmm.
is the greatest thing under attack.
Yes.
Heterosexual relationships are highly under attack.
Mm-hmm.
And heterosexual African American relationships
Mm-hmm.
are enemy number one.
Yeah. Okay. And let me
They're
ask you
doing
this:
everything they can to.
the thing is that for I've been around a long time. The thing is that the vast majority of African American men, I believe like 90 some odd percent of African American men do not accept this. Okay, well, who does kind of bend and allow this is African American women. I've never understood why.
What?
why 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 a lot of black African American women, ADOS women, accept this kind of behavior and accept this kind of lifestyle. They do, and they're friends with them. They bring them into the circle. They defend them, all kinds of stuff. So I'm curious because
Oh,
we didn't
I
allow it
have
in.
plenty of transgenders. No, I have plenty of transgenders in my life.
Yeah.
I do. I love them. Matter of fact, I had a personal assistant
Hmm.
about 10 years ago named Gigi. She was born Charles Gibson,
Okay.
and now she goes by Gabrielle Charles.
Hmm.
She was a pageant winner and a hairstylist, and she went on
Hmm.
to do some reality TV.
Okay.
And I love her very much, but the one rule that we had was that she
Hmm.
had to keep it real.
Okay.
Like, if this is who you want to be, then act like a woman. Don't act like a slut. Don't act like a tramp. Don't act like an infiltrator or a trans colonizer.
Hmm.
Just be a woman if that's what you want to be. Anywhere she went with me, she was not allowed to lie or play games or pretend. Not
Hmm.
around me.
Okay.
Like, if that's who you're going to be, you're going to be it. And you want to know what's funny? Of all of the transgender, women that she hung up with that used to come and hang at the house,
Hmm.
for me, it was a matter of protecting them. Back in Philadelphia at that time,
Hmm.
transgender women were still coming up.
Miss.
unalived,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
um, quite often. And
yeah.
when a lot of them came out, their families would turn their backs on them,
Mm-hmm.
and they would be out in the street, doing the pro game, trying to get that money for that surgery, all of that. And a lot of
Mm-hmm.
them got hurt a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
So when it came to Gigi, she had a key to my house, and I would say, if you can't go home and you have nowhere to stay,
Okay.
come here. And I was just that kind of advocate for her.
Mm-hmm.
And she's married now to a
Okay.
transgender man, which is interesting
Yeah, very, very.
because they're in a you know a straight relationship in reverse. It's
which makes sense.
I'll never forget the first time I got the phone call that they might be pregnant. And I'm
Okay.
like, hold on, what's going on? You know, and she's like, girl, you know, I don't know how I'm gonna have my husband walking around like this, And it's our little laugh. But what I like the fact is
Oh,
that both
okay.
of them found someone who understood each other, and I think that's great. And I don't know why more trans aren't dating within their own community. I don't understand why not. They have to take the same hormones, they go through all the same treatments, they understand.
Yeah.
When I think
It-
of,
but
it's just,
they want to be considered normal. Whatever that means. Okay. And I think that's the fight for them. They want to be considered normal. Same thing with
yeah, but
gays.
why can't you just be normally trans?
That's not what they want to be. They want to be accepted as a normal, whatever it is. Okay, that's they want to be. When I walk in the room, they want the same kind of attention, I guess.
No,
Or
they want a man. They
okay,
want a straight man to want them.
okay,
And there's a lot of them out
uh huh,
there
okay,
that are like that, and those are the ones I do not support. Those are the ones I do not get behind, because essentially what you're saying is that you want to force somebody to
yes,
want something that they don't want.
exactly.
And then that's when the deception comes in,
Hmm.
and
And
that's all of that.
and that's when they get hurt. Is because, in fact, when I was in MGTOW, a lot of trans men used to be there trolling and actually trolling or surfing for what they call MGTOWs because they thought MGTOWs didn't like women, which is
Yeah,
far from the truth, right? And they thought we would accept them as a replacement for women.
yeah.
And the big discussion I had with one of them, right, is that okay, is them not keeping the game real. In other words, they didn't want to be outed as trans. They want to keep the deception that they were real women. And
Understand this.
yeah, go ahead.
That people that do that,
Those are the ones that get hurt.
no,
Right.
no, no, people that do that, the men that they do that to should be able to go to the police station and file assault and harassment charges. It should be against the law.
It's not though. Yeah.
No, but it should be.
hmm
It
It
should be.
it
Technically, it's like date great.
yeah, and it probably would keep a lot of them alive if that was the option. Is because a lot of them get hurt and unalive is because they're cosplaying and the guy's either drunk or he's fooled and
But
he's yeah,
meanwhile,
yeah.
listen to all this conversation we're having about
Uh-huh.
this topic.
hmm
Where do real women fit in anymore?
Exactly. That's what I'm asking. So,
But
I'm
I
gonna,
think
go ahead, jump in.
I think what Jaguar said with reference to having that prerequisite with her friend to keep it real is
Mm-hmm.
exactly the reason why. Not enough of us are pushing back on the participation trophy of it all. We need to draw a hard line
Mm-hmm.
within our circles of what's acceptable and what is not. And if we're as women not able to A, define what womanhood is, and B, uphold that standard amongst the people that we keep company, then it makes it easier for them to slide in and out of whatever those definitions may be, depending on the room that you're in.
Yeah.
Because
Truth is, just
men are
keep it real.
because men are confused. Okay. Because men are confused because we see them walking with you and partying with you and hobnobbing with you, and it's like, okay, do you guys? Uh, uh, where's the line between you and them? Because men don't know. and then and
Well,
then and then and then them they hang out with you and they think that they're real women and they want straight men.
I
I,
mean,
I
I
do.
get what you're saying.
I do.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying too. I
Okay.
think. I
Go ahead.
think. I think that um, women, and
Uh huh.
in particular,
Mhm.
black women, tend to be a little more accepting
Mhm.
of people for who they genuinely are.
Okay.
I feel like we are the vessels that kind of give what we
Mhm.
want to receive in return.
Mhm.
We are constantly doing our best to give and receive unconditionally, and I
Okay.
think we make the greatest effort to do that in return.
Let me ask you this, okay? Because this is something issue that comes up, okay? Especially with men, especially with black men. White men can have a little bit more leeway, right? Okay. Say I'm a straight man, okay? I've been a straight man my whole life, right? And I slip and I said, okay, I'm gonna give this transgender woman a chance, okay? And I get in a relationship with a transgender woman for a month, 6 months, a year, okay? Am I still straight?
No,
Why?
because as a man, the only thing that makes you straight is being with another heteronormative woman.
Okay. But
Mm.
but women can dip in and out of that at will, and there's no issue. But a man, especially black men, cannot. Why is that?
You know what? Issue is one thing, definition is another. So
Okay.
I think this is where this is where the double standards come in. You may be right about this.
Uh huh.
You know, you may be right about this, but I'm gonna agree with Toya. Like, yeah, it is what it is. Now
Okay.
we can have different feelings about it based on gender, but the fact remains, right?
Okay. So in other words, it's difficult for a black man, okay, for a straight heterosexual black man to have a whole have these group of people in our company, okay, without being labeled something, okay. We don't have that leeway.
What you mean? And we in company
In
or
company,
in relationship?
I'm talking about in company, okay. Trust and believe. If I have a whole bunch of friends, girlfriends, whatever you want, whatever the definition is, right, that are in my circle and hang out with me, okay, I'm going to get labeled as one of them. And the women that I associate with are going to label me as one of them. Why do you hang out with this, you know, these women or these type of women? So we don't have that leeway, and that's the problem that black men are having in these situations.
Hmm.
Is because we're the thing is that this is something that's been around since slavery, which my whole channel is about, right? Black men are in a box, okay?
Can I say something right
Go ahead,
quick?
go ahead, please do.
I just had to intersect this. Do you
Okay,
want to know why that's a problem?
Hmm.
please enlighten me.
Because there's so many men that are lying about being one of those down low guys who really likes that. See, for
Okay,
Oh.
every one of those guys who really likes that, who's still pretending to play the straight role,
okay,
it damns the rest of the men that aren't. And
okay,
guess what? You become guilty by association and don't even realize it
okay,
because some of those guys are going
okay,
to those clubs, kicking it with those kinds of women, and then they come and hang out with their straight friend and act straight and whoop de boo. But see, when those trans women are walking around, they're gossiping. Oh, yeah, because he be such and whoop
okay.
de boo. Meanwhile, you're going hanging out with at the bar playing pool with this guy. You're doing this.
So why if that is the case and everybody knows it, why are men still labeled? If even if they do, it should be no big deal, right? He should if he decides to deal with that, he's still straight. Okay, he should be still
No,
straight.
no,
Why?
no.
Why?
What do you mean if he deals with it? What do
In,
you
in,
mean by
in,
deal?
in, in other words, because I've been around a lot of so-called bi women, right? And they flow in and out of straight relationships and homosexual relationships.
By the
They go back
way,
and forth.
I'm bisexual.
Well, I'm not. What I'm saying is they flow in and out of it. They flow in and out of it regularly, right? Okay, and it's no big deal. Now I've seen it. Okay, but the thing
Hmm.
is, black men can't do that.
Understand this, they can do that, but they're not considered straight men. And the truth is, bisexual women aren't straight women. I'm not a straight woman. Like, I'm
but
not. I'm
they,
bisexual. But right now, at this point in time in my life, I've met the love of my life. He
uh-huh.
just so happens to be a heterosexual man. I have never been happier, and I'm not interested in anyone. I
Hmm.
think we put too much emphasis on the kind or the type or the style of relationship
Okay.
and not on what a relationship actually
So,
is. A
so,
committed relationship, you
mm-hmm.
know.
Okay. So what I'm saying is, if you freed the men, then could you not also free the women? If that's the case, because yeah, women are losing in these type of, they're actually at the
Can I?
bottom or
I,
losing
I,
in these type of
I don't know. Even for
relationships.
me, as a
Uh huh.
bisexual woman, if
Uh huh.
I meet a man that tells me that he likes to suck a little eggplant parmesan every now and then, I'm
Hmm.
turned off
Okay. Why?
because I
Please
don't
indict
I
me.
don't want that. I don't. I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Because there's certain things that I don't want in my little sphere. Like, when it comes to,
And you're not uncommon, so that's what I'm saying. In
no,
fact,
I
that's
mean,
most black women.
listen to me. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's great. You like it, I like it. We could
Mm-hmm.
go buy shoes together.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, that's not a masculine man. And what I like about
See?
being with a man is
Mm-hmm.
masculinity. In order for a man to lay down with another man, somebody's got to become docile in the mix.
Uh-huh. No,
I don't want a docile man.
see, and said that's the box that black men are being put in.
So
But
I
You
have
just
a
that's
explained it.
question.
because
You just explained the box because you're a bisexual woman that deals with that. It's no problem for you going back and
And they
forth with a
still
man.
call me a
Hold on.
butch and all kinds of stuff every now and then.
Well, they might, but the thing is, but men will still accept you. But the thing is, what you just said, being a bisexual woman that's in the life, okay? If a man came to you that says he sucks eggplant every now and then, you can't accept him, you're not alone.
No, I'm just saying,
Hold on a
if
second, hold on a
I
second.
can
No,
dominate a man, if I can
hold on a second.
dominate a man, I
Uh huh.
might as well have a chick.
What I'm saying, that doesn't mean you can dominate him. Okay. A
Yeah, I
lot of
can.
oh, well, there's
Listen to me. If
okay.
you're using your mouth in that way, like I'm using my mouth in that way, if we both lay down to get off the
Mm-hmm.
same way, yeah, I can
Mm-hmm.
dominate you. You better believe
Not
it.
really. Not really. Okay.
Oh
I mean,
yeah. Listen to me.
there's a
I
whole
know a lot of men that tried to prove that with me and was wrong.
hmm,
there's a whole bunch of them that are athletes. That are so-called alpha men that
Do
do.
you know how
Yeah.
easily I can break down a middle linebacker when I tickle it? I'm just saying. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? It's
But
a
he's still,
different
but,
world.
but but he's still masculine. That doesn't mean he's not masculine. In Rome a long time ago when they did that, masculinity was not based on where you put
Got
your
it.
your things.
I got
Okay.
one question to ask you.
Okay.
Shannon Sharp, masculine or not?
I don't know him personally, but but as he appears masculine to me.
Shay Shay?
Okay. Shay, yeah.
With the orange little pocketbook with the
It- you-
Balenciaga
yeah,
bag.
how men define it, you do not want to see Shay in a dark alley, okay? And
Listen to me.
call him
Shay
that
Shay keep
name.
his butt. He keep his pants hiked up his butt.
That doesn't define masculinity as far as men are concerned.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. I was
Mm-hmm.
married. My first husband.
Mm-hmm.
I'm number three, and I'm done 3 times the charm. My
Okay.
first husband, he
Mm-hmm.
wore his pants like that, and I'm telling you something right now.
Mm-hmm.
He was more of a woman than I was. It's
Okay.
just that simple.
Not necessarily.
but even
Okay.
in your
Shay,
answer, BGS, you said
Mm-hmm.
he appears.
Appears, yeah. Well, I mean,
And
I said I don't know him personally.
right, but what you both are referring to is his appearance,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if
Yeah.
the appearance is that you are masculine, but your being does not match up with that, that's where you have this wiggle room we were just talking about, which is
What?
not
the
often
wiggle. You
afforded to
hear?
black
You hear
men.
what you said?
No,
You
no.
said wiggle room.
She asked
Hmm.
me what my opinion of Shannon Sharp. What's the first thing I said? I don't know him personally.
Personally.
Okay, so I can't tell you that. I can only tell you by what I see. Okay, and back in the 70s and 80s, the pimps wore the tightest clothes on the planet. But guess what? They're masculine, highly masculine.
Okay.
There's a lot of guys. I mean, the guys wear football uniforms with jock straps, tight as hell. They're masculine. Okay,
Yeah,
that
just
doesn't
like the
define you.
Romans.
Just like the Romans. And
And guess
the
and
thing,
just like the Greeks. And do you
mhm,
know how they used to define their masculinity?
about
They
going
would
to
have
war.
huge orgies
No, they
before
go.
they
No,
would go to war. And whoever could take down the most soldiers with his flesh sword
uh,
was considered the greatest warrior. We gotta be very careful.
well, the masculinity is a definition. Basically, masculinity, no matter where you stuck your private parts, okay, that didn't define your masculinity. Okay, your preference maybe, but not your masculinity.
That's probably because you've never seen a 6'6" man scream like a little girl in the throes of passion.
Well, that's in throes of passion. But the thing is, that's maybe what 2% of his life. Okay,
The 2%, boy, you
yeah,
don't know these
yeah.
people.
Well, no, actually I do know these people. Okay, they have
You know what
relatives
I'm
that are that
saying.
way. Yeah, I know. And I tell them, I don't care. I had to tell a friend of mine that's gay, right? I said, I don't care where you stick your private parts. At the end of the day, you guys still got to be a man.
Oh yeah, very. I'm not saying that there aren't masculine gay
Being
men.
being a man has doesn't have very little to do with where you stick your private parts, because there's a lot
I
of
hear what
guys
you're
that are
saying,
very
but that's
feminine
not what we're
that
talking about.
okay,
We're
and it's
talking about how
okay,
people are putting on cloak and dagger
yeah,
to cover who they truly are
uh-huh, yeah,
and
yeah,
not truly being
yeah.
who they truly are.
What I'm saying is, you're saying as a whole, as a group, okay, as a society, okay,
Mhm.
this kind of culture that we're breeding over the past, I say, 20 25 years of
Mhm.
blurring the lines, right, is actually harming straight what women, okay, or you mean straight women, bi women, because there's way more LGBTQ women than there are men,
Oh,
black men.
absolutely. And now with the gender bending, stuff that's going on,
Uh-huh.
black women are being forced to compete for the affections and attentions at an all-time high. I mean, like, I don't even know how single women make it in Atlanta. Single
Okay.
straight women, like, it's gotten so bad now that the
Hmm.
single straight women, when they're going to look for a straight man, which,
Okay.
by the way, is a 50-50, they all hang out at the strip clubs now where the women is dancing. A friend of mine, he was there. He was like, what's
Uh-huh.
all you beautiful women doing in here? Are all of you women gay? And they was like, no, we're straight. So, well, what are you doing here? Well, this is the only place, we might get lucky and find a straight guy.
Okay. Okay.
That's bad, G.
I mean, well, okay, it's okay. One is bad. Okay, that's two. That's one. But the thing is that's really not the problem, because like I said, as doing actually being a man, doing this for like almost 11 years on a man's channel. That's not really the problem. 55% of your men are unmarried. Okay, there's plenty of men. If you have a 35% marriage rate, there's plenty of men that are unmarried and available. If it was like 95% that were married, I'd understand. But the thing is not. There's plenty of men, and only a
Yeah, and
small
a lot of
percentage are
them are
gay.
gay.
No, they're not. A small percentage are.
I went to a matchmaker. My friends treated me
Okay.
to a matchmaker.
Okay.
And do you know what? We got all the way down to the last five questions. And do you want to know what the fifth to last question was? And this question was
Mm,
very important because
okay.
she said, all depending on how I answered, would let me know what my chances were for matchmaking.
Okay.
And she said, do you have a problem with it being bisexual? And I said,
Okay.
well, we could go shoe shopping together, but I don't want a bisexual man.
Okay. But you're a bisexual woman.
Yes.
That's a double standard, right?
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I want what I want, and I don't want what I don't want. I
Isn't
don't have to.
it just a matter of
That's
bracket too?
it's a bad. That's a double standard.
How?
It's because you're bisexual, but you don't want
Yes,
a
but
bisexual
see,
man.
I am a bisexual woman who loves men and who
but he,
appreciates and enjoys women. But I'm gonna tell you something right
but
now.
he has to
I
accept
would
you as
prefer
a
to be with a
bisexual.
man any other day, huh?
He has to accept you as a bisexual woman, though.
I don't know, honey. Do you accept me as a bisexual woman?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
I'm, I'm
Hey! Ask him what percentage of the time do you accept her as a bisexual woman? Because most time men really don't care. You know, coochie is coochie for men.
Ooh.
true. You right on, BGS. You right.
I mean, what I'm saying is that women say it's a problem, right? And women are creating their own problem. That's what I'm saying. Okay, men are not creating this problem.
I guess I don't know. I look. I stay on my side of the street. I like what I like. I
Yeah,
don't like what I don't like.
yeah,
I
that's
don't.
acceptable. Yeah,
No, I don't get into
mm-hmm,
trying to tell people what to like and
mm-hmm.
what not to like. What I can say is this. If that man lays down and has sex the same way that I do, I'm not gonna find him attractive.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But the thing is, you're saying that this is harming women, basically, and for the most part, according to the stats, right?
Yeah.
Self-reported stats, that's what we can go by, right? It's maybe I think it's like now it's like 25 or 30% of women, black women, consider themselves LGBTQ. It's only like it's less than 10% of the men.
Yeah, but it's like they're doing it by default. You know, it's not
I
real.
mean, what is it? Okay, you have to define that. How are they doing it by default?
Because it's like I have poor social skills. My mom didn't teach me how to cook. I really
Okay,
don't know how to attract a man, take care of a man. The
okay,
women that are getting the good men are 10 times better than me. I might as well
okay.
get the chick.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that is a women and when men have been telling you this for God knows how long, but how come women won't accept it and actually do something to correct the
Look,
problem?
listen to me. Women need I find the black wife effect a little bit more harming than this.
Okay, why is
Because
that?
essentially what it's selling is the
Hmm.
propaganda that it's selling is that a black woman can only be happy and outside of a race and will never truly find happiness with a black man. And then you go and you look at the black wife effect victims
Hmm.
like Tamar Braxton and
Okay,
that other black girl. And guess what? They done
okay,
spent all of this money
uh
to
huh,
get these white men to put
okay.
on this fur, and now look at them. They look just as they might as well have just kept messing with Ray
I,
Ray
I,
from the
I,
projects.
I, I wish. Okay, this is something that okay that we talked about. I don't know if we have time to get into it. Okay, you got to remember. Okay, go read Diane Williams' book, Black Women and Black Love. Right. Okay, black women were not brought here to be wives to black men. You were brought here to be concubine for white men. Okay,
Facts.
it's always been there. Okay, and I can't tell you how much of the literature I have read. Okay, about black women saying the real racism is white men not accepting them as wives. Okay, that's why I call it the myth of white woman. Book after book after book after book. Okay, and and all the facts come in the same thing. Okay, and what black women they're really going to have to do is come to terms with their desire for white men and be truthful about it. Okay, and do something about it instead of lying about it. Okay,
Well,
stop
I was
lying about it.
engaged to a white man, and guess
Okay,
what?
what?
We had a colorless relationship until the day he came home acting like a white man. I said, "Oh my God, I'm with a white man."
Yes. When I talk about the white man himself, we're talking about a black woman's inner desire for a white man. Or really, it's not the white man per se. It's called white womanhood. A black man cannot give a black woman the title of a white womanhood person. Okay, we can't give her that status. It's possible for us to do that, and that's the
That's
problem.
sad.
That's the problem. The thing is, that's our culture. The thing is, if black women can't come to terms with that, we can't fix this.
Sounds like them Willie Lynch letters were really effective.
The thing is, okay. The thing is, and this something. Now I've documented this, and your husband probably can tell. I documented this since 1750, right? Where to keep black people in perpetual slavery. Okay, they said the status of the womb determines the status of the child. Right. So in other words, if it came out of a black womb, this child was a slave. Came out of a white womb, the child was free. So basically, what they did was they created a matriarchy inside of a patriarchy.
Yep.
So the black woman has always been the matriarch of the family. Frazier's book said it. Clark's book said it. Moynihan tried to say it, and it's been said ever since. But the thing is, now, for whatever reason, okay, with Kamala Harris running, black women finally admitted, oh yeah, it's been a matriarchy forever. Okay, there's never been a patriarchy in the United States. Black women have always run the society. It's been that way for 200 years. Now they're admitting it. But the thing is, black women have to come to terms with that. Okay? Because black men cannot do anything about it. Because in real life, I'm a pro-black. I'm a nationalist. I'm a conscious community member still today. I'm a Pan-Africanist with my heart and soul. So I'm in these communities. I hear what they say, okay? Which I can't talk about this in that community because they will not accept it. Because the conscious community, all the communities in so-called ADOS America is basically a matrix, including Islam, right? I can't tell you all the black Islams coming to me complaining about their women, okay? Because in Eastern Islam, with the other folks and the white folks, okay, the children belong to the man, okay?
Yeah,
You can go as far as you want. The property and the kids stay with me, right?
yeah,
Okay.
that's how it should be.
Guess what it is in black Islam, right? She does the same thing that everybody else does. Basically, she'll have a kid with this guy, she'll get divorced, an Islamic divorce, and carry her kids to the next guy, and to the next guy, and to the next guy. They do the exact same thing they do in the regular black community, okay? The regular black ADOS community. The exact same thing.
Well,
And I don't have a problem with it, okay? I don't
we
have a
all
pro-
should have a problem with it.
what I'm saying. The thing is, whatever the structure you're going to create, you have to make it work. Okay,
Yeah.
you have to make it work. You have to make adjustments and make it work. But the thing is, you have to be honest with the structure that you're in. And what I'm having a problem with is black women who are in charge of society, of black society, blaming the men for it. Okay, you
Oh
guys
no, we
are
can't blame the men.
but you do.
I don't.
You
I'm
don't,
not one of them people.
I know you're not, but Jaguar. I'm not talking about you as a singular person. I'm talking about you as a black woman in society. Because you've heard this. Don't tell me you haven't heard this.
Well, of course I have, but the only thing I
Mm-hmm.
know how to do to
Mm-hmm.
try to stop the hemorrhage of what's going wrong in our
Uh huh.
society
Mm-hmm.
is by leading by example.
Mm-hmm.
My relationship with Odell, with Wolfgang, is
Mm-hmm.
it's more than our relationship.
Right.
We know how important us being together and building a solid family structure and a solid relationship.
Uh
We
huh.
need more examples of that in the world. It's so funny. We both look at each other and we say, God has a calling for the both of us.
Mm-hmm.
And the love part is the bonus. But what
Mm-hmm.
we're committed to is the foundational structure
Mm-hmm.
that we've lost. It's awesome because I'm me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I love it that I get to be the chick that gets to be like, oh, yo, my man is so dope. Go check him out. Go check him out. I love the
Mm-hmm.
fact that I get to be his cheerleader. And it's so interesting because I look at how people look at him because of the way I talk about him.
Right.
You know what I mean? I know I'm a powerful woman. I know I come with a lot of juice.
Yeah.
I know I got a lot of poop. I know I don't need a man. But the truth is, the
You
woman
want
that
one.
the world needed me to be, I
Mm-hmm.
can't be without Wolfgang.
Yeah, okay. But the thing is, how many Jaguars are like you out there?
I don't know, but I hope I can
No,
make
no,
it a
no. No,
virus.
Jaguar. Don't. What did I say on my channel? You have to be honest. Give me the truth. How many
I
Jaguars
mean,
out there like you? You're out. You're
I'm
out there.
praying there's at least 20 that's
No,
on the way because I'm getting
no.
tired of keeping something to myself.
I'm talking about right now because you out there. You've been in the business, right? You've been
There's
around a lot of
nobody
people.
like me. Come on, there's
Exactly.
nobody like me.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Nobody.
But guess
Okay.
what? Just because there's nobody like me doesn't mean that I can't take the influence that
You
I
can.
have
You
and
can.
I can infuse it
You
into just
can.
pouring out what I want to be the
Okay.
change, man.
But the thing is, you only have your 2 shekels. If your 2 shekels are not enough, you need other people actually pour in their 2 shekels too. And that's the problem that we're having.
Absolutely.
And the thing is, I've come to the conclusion that most black women like the way things are working. I mean, I'm listening to all the literature.
Unfortunately,
I'm
unfortunately.
listening to all their literature. I'm looking at all the stats. Reading all their stuff, right? And I said,
I
oh
don't
damn,
listen to them people.
I have to, okay, because they're the influencers. They're the ones that actually make the rules, okay. I listen to these people and say, "Oh, you guys like the way this stuff is working. You like your men under you, okay? You like to keep your men browbeaten. That came out with the election, okay?
I hear you, but wait a second, because
Hmm.
I think we're gonna have to test Dr. Sunshine in. We need a
Good.
clinical opinion.
She can
But
she's free. She can jump in right now,
but
okay?
hold on a second. I gotta tell
I mean,
you a quick
Doctor,
story.
Doctor. Okay, well, go ahead. Give me a quick story.
So this is the quick story.
Okay.
I'm the female friend that friends didn't like being around when they got dumped, because I told them the truth.
Yes.
And one night there was a friend of mine. She was successful,
Mm-hmm.
six-figure job in the upwards 300s.
Mm-hmm.
She, hooked up with a guy,
Mm-hmm.
struggling artist, and then
Okay.
she brought him home like a little puppy, and she got him a suit, and
Mm-hmm.
she was gonna get him a big major show with all of her rich friends.
Okay.
And a month before the show, he dumped her for his old girl from the projects. She had just got her HUD housing,
Uh-huh.
and man, they
Okay.
had a nice crib.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
anyway, the night that we all went out to Wait to Exhale was the night that the ex-girlfriend, who was the new girlfriend and it became her investment boyfriend's manager, said that she wasn't allowed to be there because it would be bad for the vibe. And
Okay.
she was crying, and I did this
Okay.
and
Oh, okay.
I did that.
Okay. Let me ask you why she. Okay, it's a big class
Yeah.
differential. Why she pick him?
Well, because
What?
she could run him.
Because she could run
And
him.
guess what?
So
And she
so
wanted him to be grateful for
so she
all of her.
so she brought him home like a little stray puppy, right? Okay,
Yeah. And
and
guess
taught him
what? I told her that.
and taught him not to pee on the carpet, pee on the paper, right?
Yeah. And
Okay.
guess what? And every time she left the
But
house to go to work while he was painting, he was bringing that girl from the projects.
okay. So in other words, did you ask him how he felt?
Oh, I didn't need to ask him.
No,
I
no, no, no,
saw
no,
he
no.
was
No, no,
emasculated.
no, no, no. Yes, you do need to know how he felt.
No, no, I knew he was emasculated.
No,
I
no.
didn't need him to tell me that.
Uh, uh,
I
uh,
knew what she was doing,
and so, in
which is
other words,
why when she was crying
mm,
and mad that he left her from the girl from the projects, I told her. I
yeah,
said, sweetheart, you was so busy trying to be special, you didn't realize his neck was hurting. He got sick and tired of looking up to you, and he found a woman that wanted to look up to him.
exactly, exactly. He didn't want to be her emotional support pet anymore.
Yeah, and he wanted a woman who was really into him and
Into
not
him,
just
yeah,
treating
yeah,
him like an accessory.
yeah.
And I told her that.
And
And
in
she
other
cried even more.
in other words, this is something that me and Dr. Johnson are trying to teach men, especially black men. Okay, black men give more emotional labor to their women than any other group of men. Okay, and we get nothing for it.
Say that again. Black men get what?
Black men give their women as a group more emotional labor than any other group of men on the planet.
Are
And
you
get
saying emotional labor?
emotional labor, yes.
What does that mean?
In other words, there was a comedian, right, that said that black men give the best compliments, right? A black man will find, and so actually a white girl, right? A black man will find the part about you that you like least and give you a compliment about it and make you feel good about it. That's emotional labor, okay? Just that, making you feel good, okay? Making you feel special. Girl, you know what? I like that frizzy hair on top of your head, baby. You get me excited. That kind of stuff, right? That's emotional labor. That's what we
Yeah.
call that. We call that game, okay?
You don't think
Entertaining
that
you.
that's a two-way street?
What
BGI?
I'm what that's not it doesn't matter whether it's two-way street or not. Most men on the planet don't do that.
You saying they
Most men,
won't be emotionally labored?
no. What I'm saying is most men on the planet will not give that level of emotional labor to their women.
Okay.
Okay, and the thing is, I'm trying to get men to actually say that your emotional labor is worth something. Don't give it away for free. Get an exchange for it. Okay,
I,
when that
I believe that if you whatever
go ahead.
you what you impart
Hmm.
in a woman,
Hmm.
she gives back to you that and some every time.
Not really.
So yes,
No,
it's worth the
not really.
reward.
Not really. A black one comes in expecting you to give it for nothing. I compare it to the
What?
to,
Wait.
let me finish real quick.
Okay. Okay.
Let me finish real quick.
Okay.
Okay, and I will let you talk as long as you want
There you go.
because I'm just a host, right? Okay.
All right.
I actually compare this to the soap and towels in a hotel room, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody notices until it's not there. If you walk in, all you notice is the room and how nice it is, the view, whatever it is, right? Okay. Soap and towels are not even thought about unless it's not there. But if you walk into the $500 a night room and there's no soap and towels, you're gonna raise holy hell because that's the base level of service you're supposed to get. That's probably one of the most important things in that room is that soap and that towel. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, you don't think about it because it's supposed to be there. It's taken for granted. Not saying that's the same with black men's emotional labor.
Okay. I'm not sure if we're saying the same thing. That's what I
Go ahead.
was gonna clarify.
Okay.
When you say a black woman comes in expecting
Yes.
that, are you
Uh,
saying that she should or should not?
I'm not. I'm not saying that she should or shouldn't. What I'm saying is what is
You're
because
saying she expects it and she doesn't get it?
and when if she doesn't get it, she won't be there
Okay.
because she's been trained that's a man's job to give her that level of emotional labor.
Okay.
He's got to do for him to even approach her. He's got to give it to her.
I think I'm missing the overarching, you
Okay.
know, point or message there because I don't see that there's anything wrong with that.
Can
There's
I
nothing.
attempt to clarify?
Go ahead,
Yeah.
please.
I think, Dr. Sunshine, if I may call you that,
Mm-hmm.
I think that you are speaking from a place of wifedom, which doesn't allow you to see that as a single woman, having that expectation is unequally yoked to your male counterpart. So if I have the expectation for a black man to commit emotional labor for me, I'm not as likely to do what it is that you said you would do as a black woman, as a wife, to grow that, to expand upon that. I'm merely having that expectation as a symbol of us being in community with one another, and that's where a black man is going to lose out because he's not getting that in return. He's not getting what you were speaking of, and so this is where the disconnect occurs. This is where the breakdown happens.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you got a point because I am married, so I could have my married lens, my married glasses on, but I also believe that women, wife, girlfriend,
Hmm.
tend to really, I'm going to use the word, for lack of a better word here, stroke or nurture that ego as well too, and oftentimes identifying the parts in him that he's not able to see himself, highlighting the potential, um placing, the king where he should be, oftentimes and sometimes to a fault, where he can't see it himself. I'm
Okay.
speaking in generalities. There's always exceptions to the rule, but that's what I think.
I
That's been
mean,
my observation.
what I'm saying is this is the thing that's one thing I liked about the Kamala Harris campaign, right? It actually highlighted that, right? Whoopi Goldberg said black men are actually used to their women talking to them in a certain way, okay, which is harsh and negative and berating, okay. That's common, okay? It's been there for my mother did it, my grandmother did it. I see my daughters do it to their sons and stuff like that. It's very common, and to their boyfriends, very common, okay? And and they say, and other groups of women say, why do you talk to your man like that? Why are you harsh to him like that? Why do you speak to him like that? Well, they come from our bodies, and they're used to us talking that way. We can have that conversation in that manner, and other people don't understand that. But the thing is, black men can't do it back. That's the problem. I see it. I, I've seen it constantly. I've been in meetings in conscious community meetings where women would actually speak out and get angry, and I rebuttal. I always get that shirt tug. Hey, you can't do that to the sisters. You can't talk to them like that. You can't be like that to them. You gotta let them rant. You gotta let them rant. You gotta let them talk to you that way.
Is that new school though?
No,
Because
no,
I'm
it's not
I'm
new
doing
school.
my best to just really get into
No,
this
no, no, it's
and
not new
try.
school. Oh,
But
my grandmother was born in 1910. Okay, she spoke. I heard it from her lips how she spoke to her husbands. Okay, from her lips. My same thing with my aunts, my mother. I've seen it. My girlfriends, I've seen it. Okay.
yes, but I've also seen many examples of men beating their women because of disrespect and stepping out of line and things of that
It,
sort.
it does
I
happen.
think it's problematic on both sides, and I
Uh,
think
It,
this
it, it,
happens in unhealthy, toxic relationships. And
I
I
mean,
think the propensity for that is equal on both sides.
but basically, and that's what's been proven. Is basically the level of violence of between black men and black women are equal, darn equal. Okay. Stats. And I talked to a whole bunch of cops. Guess who starts it most of the time?
Women.
Women.
But can I say something? Odell
Mm-hmm.
wanted to say something.
Go ahead.
So I'm
No,
gonna
no,
let
no.
Wolfgang speak.
No. You speak.
No, because he had a comment
He's
that
over
he
there.
wanted
He's
to
I
make.
know he's over there laughing right now. So
He's laughing his
he's
butt
laughing his ass
off.
butt off. I know he is because what I'm saying. What we're trying to do in the ministry is actually point out how we see things. Don't get a chance to actually talk about it. It comes
This
off
is
as
the
hate.
thing.
Yes, sir.
I
Yes, ma'am.
I'm see that? Little
I
dude
said
from
yes,
across the
ma'am.
street.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
Yes, ma'am.
telling you.
I'm
So
I'm used to
anyway,
dealing with men, so give me a
Oh yeah,
little
he's
grace.
usually having a panel.
I'm
I'm in.
just joking with
Yeah, I
you.
know.
I'm thinking of all my haters who still like, trying to make a man out of me. But
I mean, you know what? It's something that since I've been an athlete, I'm used to what women I call dudes. Okay,
yeah,
men don't know what I mean. They're not masculine. They're not homosexual. They're just dudes. Basically, they carry themselves in a more masculine manner. I call them dudes. I don't have no. I like dudes
we used to
personally.
call them tomboys. And then
Tomboys
I
are
found
dudes.
out
Okay.
that meant you was bisexual.
No, no, it
So
doesn't. No, it doesn't.
everybody's got a whole different thing.
I, I,
But I
I,
guess what I'm saying is,
I had children by a tomboy, so I know.
yeah,
Yeah, and
this is the thing. I think that people, I just, I think we're really not focusing on the quality of relationships we're having.
okay,
Because I think the big issue and the disconnect from where Sunshine sits,
okay,
and from where you sit
okay.
is quality.
What does that
You
mean?
understand?
No, I don't
Like
mean. I
when
know.
you're
What does it mean?
Yeah, help
the,
us.
the kind of things that you're experiencing, the
Mm-hmm.
the emotional, what do you call
The
it?
labor.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
about to call it the old black tax because it sounds so much like
Okay.
that
Okay. Now you
in
explain
a
that too.
certain way.
What is the old black tax? Explain it to me.
Well, basically, no matter how good you are, no
Okay.
matter how great you are, you're
Mm.
never going to get paid what you're worth. You're always going to
Oh
have
yeah.
to be
Yeah.
10 times better
To
just
get
to.
half as much. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's
Mm.
kind of what you're saying, but on the emotional side.
What I'm saying is what I'm saying is basically, um, that's why black men were in a box, right? They were prevented from actually dating outside their group. Okay, you're trying to figure out why are black women losing their men
Because they're not looking for them.
because the women are not looking for them. Is that what you're
No,
saying?
they're looking for the wrong thing. You got to understand a lot
Okay,
of
no, you got to
relationship confusion.
no, you have to explain that. What's the wrong thing?
Okay, see, Mary J. Minaj. Anyway, people like her.
Okay.
No, I just rode past the billboard. I'm like,
Okay.
anyway, my point, it's like a red herring, just hanging out there like a sucker.
Okay.
So
Okay.
anyway,
And Doc, you can
understand
jump
this.
anytime you want to. You don't have to be silent. You can just jump in.
Mm-hmm,
There's a
mm-hmm.
Okay.
lot of people that are
Mm.
basing how they're choosing what
Okay.
they're choosing in life based off of what the influencers are pushing on them.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm
That's
going
true.
to tell you this right now.
Uh huh.
If social media is telling you that Will Smith is the guy, that Diddy is the guy, that Jay
Okay.
Z is the guy, that Usher is the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, these are all allegedly down low gay men.
Okay. I mean, who that influences what? The women, right?
Right
Not
now,
the
yeah,
men.
yeah, but look, the women are going after men who don't want them.
Okay. All right.
Meanwhile,
Uh
real
huh.
black men are there being ignored. Want to know
Okay.
why? Because you don't look like the guy on TV. You
Okay.
don't look like the guy. You don't act like. You don't drive. You don't wear.
So
You don't do.
so basically the market will take care of that. Market's gonna take care of it, just like everybody can't buy that $300,000 Bugatti. Market will
Yeah,
take care of that. Okay. In other words, do you want to be alone and actually catch the bus or buy a car
ask
that you can actually
Vivica
afford?
Fox.
So what?
Ask
Yeah,
Vivica Fox, who's
she's a
going
pretty.
from talk show
Yeah.
to talk show,
Hmm.
auditioning for being a mate at 60.
What
Like,
kind?
there's a
What kind of man is she auditioning for?
well, number one, she was sitting there talking about how Curtis Periwinkle Jackson was the best man that she ever been with, and he's a
Okay.
complete swish.
Well, he might be, but that's what she loved. But she
No,
didn't.
no, what she
But
loved was that he was 50 cents and had a lot of money,
well,
and
yeah,
it looked good
yes,
on her resume.
yes, okay. But that's what she wanted.
Did she?
Yeah, according to her, that's what
Cause
she
she's
wanted.
alone. Cause she's alone, and now, even though 50 is getting clowned for sucking at his show in Vegas, he
Okay.
still has enough
Which,
masculinity, or
but,
should I say, toxic
but,
masculinity, to
but, but,
say,
but, but,
"Babe,
but that,
you missed your op."
but
you
she
know.
still, wants him. Doesn't matter what he is.
No, I don't think it. I don't think it's that she wants him. I think
So,
it's
so,
that
so,
she
so,
wants to
so,
save face and she
so, it,
wants to lead big.
so at 60, what kind of man is she auditioning for?
Right
One that she
now,
doesn't have access to.
Oh,
exactly.
okay, okay.
When the
So,
truth is, that
uh,
janitor with all of those keys would treat her like a queen.
okay. At my age, I can't play in the NBA. I would want to if I could. When I'm well past that, okay, I can't play it. I can want it, but I have to accept reality.
And that's the point, BGS.
Hmm.
A lot of black women are not willing to accept the reality of what they have access to. This is
Okay.
all
Boom!
based in delusion.
Okay. So, so it's a female problem, okay? That
Yes.
females have to solve, okay? Men have nothing to do with that.
Agreed.
Smartest thing that I ever did was fall in love with Wolfgang.
Yes, you probably did. Yeah. And
Smartest
you
thing that
and
I ever
you and
did.
you it came across your desk. You said, "I'm gonna take it."
Actually, no, I was at the barbershop getting a haircut,
Yeah.
and he invited me to the station
He
to
can.
book
And
me an interview.
uh
And we sat down and ate, and the way
huh. God,
that was
God,
it.
God brought him across your desk, and you had a chance to say yes or no. You
Oh,
said yes.
honey, listen to me. I told him from the very beginning. There was it's a complicated story. He shouldn't
Mm-hmm.
have even been on the menu.
Exactly.
But guess what?
Mm-hmm.
He was God's choice, and I love it.
And you could have said no, right?
Oh no, no, no,
No,
not
no,
at
no, no,
not at
no,
the.
no. You could have said no.
There was no saying no,
Well, you said yes. I tell
and
that.
I've been saying yes ever since.
I,
And you
I
know
tell.
what?
Uh huh.
Best thing ever.
I tell that to men all the time, right? Because we talk about the anima, right, which is your inner woman, right, which is connected to the broader world, right? You
Yeah.
ask her for something, right? I just did that with a friend of mine. You ask her to bring me this kind of woman with these check marks, right? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And then when that woman comes across your view, comes across your desk, do you say yes or do you say no? And a lot of guys say no. I said, okay, give me the checklist about what you asked for. They run down the whole list. I said, 9 out of 10 things you asked for that was in that woman. How come you didn't accept her?
Mm. Hey, and BGS, bro.
Yes, sir.
Remember the what were those paintings? Not the paintings, but the you were
Oh, the basically the painting, the Mandelas.
the Mandelas. I was
Yes.
doing that, bro,
How
and
how did it work for you?
I got Jag. I got my anima. Real talk.
Oh,
For real. Because if I wouldn't have met her, bro, I'd have been MGTOW. I'd have been just monk. I'd have been monk mode. For real.
in other words, basically, I'm gonna tell Jack what it is. Basically, Jung says to actually get in more in touch with your anima, which is your inside female, right? That's connected to the unseen world. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Basically, you have to get in touch with her and listen to her, right? And she'll actually go out and find what you want and bring it back to you.
Oh
Okay.
no, 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 that's not true. I gotta tell you this.
And why is it not true? He just
No,
now
no,
wait a
no.
wait.
He
He
ChatGPT.
no
No,
no
I'm
no wait
trying
hold
to
on a second
tell
hold
you.
on a second.
Let him finish.
He just said that what I said was exactly right. Okay, he said it.
Yes, but you said something about my response to it, and I'm
And no
telling
no
you,
no no I'm talking. No, I wasn't talking about that.
uh,
I was talking about what was brought to him. Okay,
oh yeah, yeah, no, but
he asked for a certain kind of woman, a certain kind of way. His animal
yeah.
went out and brought you to him.
And guess what? He
Hmm.
still had work to do after he got me.
Yeah, of course he did. But the thing is, to get you in that space out of 4 billion women, okay, the animal had to bring them to you, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
And
I agree.
now he agrees with me, okay? He went through
Oh,
the
I
process.
know,
Yeah.
I know.
Now what do you want to say about that? Because you had nothing to do with this, okay?
No, well, you sitting there making it seem like he just called me and
No,
everything
no, no,
just
no,
turned
no.
out great.
That's not what I said. You got to listen to
You
what
want
I'm
to know
saying.
what's funny though? I
What's
called
that?
for him too.
You called for him too, and guess what? You could have said yes or no. And you said yes.
He almost said no one day. He hit me. He cursed me out.
So what did you
It was
do?
so
No,
crazy.
what did you do?
Well, I was having a moment. It was a
Uh huh.
very tense situation going
Uh
on,
huh.
and I started speaking in a manner
Yeah.
that he didn't appreciate.
Exactly. So
And
he had.
guess what? Guess
Uh-huh.
what he said to
What'd he
me?
say?
He said, if you would like for things between us to continue,
Yes.
there's going to have to be harmony.
Amen, sir. Amen, sir.
Wait a minute. And guess
Amen,
what?
sure.
And guess what my response was?
What?
You got to understand, he used a code word. He said harmony.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
a singer.
Doctor, do you hear the
It's my
emotional labor that
job.
hold on. Hear the emotional labor that he had to use? Hear that? You hear that? You hear that? Hear that, Doc? Hear that?
Yeah, I hear what you. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Okay.
And guess what?
That's a prime example. He could have actually got up and cussed her out and threw stuff off, but he didn't, did he? He was
No, and,
calm and he used emotional intelligence on her.
Exactly.
and guess what?
Well, I
It
Yeah.
don't
was
like that you say use
violent.
it on her.
It was
Yeah, he did use
violent.
it on her. Yes, he did.
He said harmony. He accused me of singing out of key. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't believe it. And I
Mm-hmm.
said to him, well, nigga, tell me what the right key is. Let me get
Uh
in key.
huh. Uh huh. You responded to it, didn't you?
And guess what?
Mm-hmm.
We've been making beautiful music ever
Ever
since.
since, right? Exactly. That's what it called emotional intelligence and emotional
Exactly.
labor. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
Isn't that
That we.
fabulous?
Yeah. And he said that's just being the soap and towels, right? I'll get you clean and dry you off.
That
But
part.
yeah.
But you know what, though? What you said, you're
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
absolutely right. I did want to touch on that
Okay.
because one of the most important things in our relationship for me
Mm-hmm.
is to make sure that he's always appreciated and that he knows that he's in control of his household.
Okay. Ooh. Explain that to me. I'm interested in that one. Because that's
Well,
not because black women don't normally kowtow to that one. Well, go ahead, explain it to me.
see, this is the thing.
Hmm.
My father was an amazing man,
Okay, that helps.
and he
Yeah.
died of a broken heart.
Really? Why?
My mother was a bad wife. She was. She was terrible.
But why do you say that though? What
Because
made her
she
terrible?
was. She was. She ignored my dad.
Ooh,
She didn't
really?
pay attention. All
Mm-hmm.
he was Mr. Fix It. All he
Mm-hmm.
was
He's a
keep it
CompuServe.
together. She might as well have been another child in the house.
Oh,
And
speak on it, Jaguar.
and
Please do.
it was there was no, but when I was a child,
Listen,
my
Doc.
mother
Listen, Doc. Listen carefully.
I'm
Okay.
fully
I
in
was
tune here.
always I was
Uh-huh.
always listening to my mother,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
just whine, play the victim in
Mm-hmm.
our household. And then I became a woman
Mm-hmm.
and I started looking at all that my mom wasn't doing. And
Mm-hmm.
then I even invested in my parents' marriage by making sure my mom got her hair done by the
Mm-hmm.
best hairdresser in town every week. I would buy them $500 gift cards to go to the Palm so they could go out to eat on
Okay.
dates, be
Okay.
interested. And you know what I saw my mom do? She
What?
would go get her hair done, talk, take a picture, talk to her friends on the phone. Her hair would look a mess the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Those $500 gift cards where I would go and buy her beautiful clothes so she could get real dressed up for my dad and get
Mm-hmm.
back into that I'm still your girl role. And
Mm-hmm.
instead, I would see her coming home with containers from the restaurant, ordering
Mm-hmm.
takeout just for herself, saying, "Oh, there's enough money for your dad to go and eat when he's ready."
Mm-hmm.
And I saw that she just wasn't interested
Mm-hmm.
in that role anymore. And that role is so important.
What,
So,
was she ever interested in that role?
well, I don't think so. I
Okay.
really don't. I think
Okay.
because of the turbulent background that she came from and the highly dysfunctional family that she had,
Okay.
her whole idea was get married, make sure you have a family because she was an unwed mother in the
Okay.
60s.
Okay.
You know
Ooh.
what I
Okay.
mean? It was get
Uh-huh.
married, get normal, have a baby,
Mm-hmm.
lock it in, be Mrs. This, have this job, and the
Mm-hmm.
world will forget that you grew up in hell. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was really not about, and that's the argument that I have with a lot of people when I hear them say, "Oh, well, I can't believe a mother would do that to her kids." Why
Mm-hmm.
not? Truth is, most mothers that I know, I would
Uh-huh.
have to say 75% of them don't even want to be moms. It's a status thing. It's a
It,
job
it,
thing.
it, it's it, it Frazier said this back in his book, The Black Family, right? Um, a black woman is shamed for not uh, taking care of her kids. Shamed. She's a piece of crap if she don't take care of her kids. A white woman can actually dump her kids off to a firehouse, right, and
Yeah.
walk away, and nothing said of it, right? It's common, right? But a black woman can't do it. She's actually shamed. She's less than a woman for actually doing that. That's the difference. Black women actually love their kids more than probably any other woman on the planet. Believe it or not,
Well, I
because
mean,
because
there's a
because
lot of that going on.
in the 19th century, right, uh, during the Industrial Revolution, white women used to send a third of their kids to what they call swaddling homes to die.
Yeah.
So they just let them die, okay?
Yeah.
Because they went on to see them. In fact, sometimes half of the kids that they bore, they sent to homes to die as infants. Okay, black women never did that. She could be poor as dirt. She could be living on a dirt floor. She's gonna take her kids with her.
Yeah.
So black women are actually probably better mothers than they are wives.
Well, yeah, well, I will say that, but and honestly, that's a roll of the dice, all depending on the upbringing. There's
That's
a
true.
lot of
That's true.
dysfunction. There's
Yes.
just a lot of dysfunction. I know a lot of women that think they're great moms, and the truth is, all they're doing is vicariously living through their kids, smothering them to death, and making
Yeah.
that their accomplishment rather than
Mm,
having a life themselves. Like,
yeah.
we could go into those conversations
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, after watching the way my father passed away
Okay.
and seeing what he deserved, I promised myself if I ever got a real man like my dad,
Mm-hmm.
I would never let that happen. Don't waste a good man. Like, you don't know how many women I walk over to and be like, "Yeah, you're wasting him. You need to let him go." You need to let him go. You need to let him go somewhere where he can go get loved because you don't want him.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Wow.
No, because there's so many bad women that get good men
Yeah.
and then they destroy that good man. And then there are women who really want that kind of relationship. And now they're being looked at sideways, cross-eyed. Like there's so many women that
So,
destroy
so,
good
so,
men for
so,
no reason.
so how come they? How come those women cannot get good men? There has to be a reason.
I don't know. Maybe they don't make themselves available. Maybe they're looking for something in a man that's just not there. I'll tell you what I do know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving my good old fashioned black man. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving cooking for him.
Mm-hmm.
I love when he comes home and he can call curl up on the couch on that blanket that I got for him,
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
cuddle blanket while he's on his
Mm-hmm.
laptop and
Okay.
making sure dinner is ready. Like I'm the kind of woman that I want to make sure home is where you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of women that do that anymore.
No, no, not this. It's it's been a process. Let's put it this way. And
You know,
there's a whole bunch of stuff that go behind
a
this.
woman's number one job should be to make sure that home is where that man wants to come.
Uh-huh. And what percentage of women, black women especially, do that?
I don't know because most of the women that see the way I run my household hate me.
Yeah, exactly.
But you also have to see that being exhibited. I often talk about wanting to make a soft place to land for the man in my life.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not seeing that exhibited, how am I able to proxy that?
Right.
And as by and large, black women do not come from that.
They don't. Yeah.
Yeah, well, they better find out something different because wandering around in the desert of their lives with their thirsty
Eh,
selves begging for a drop of rain ain't working either.
but basically, they're gonna find themselves in a winter desert. Water, water everywhere, without a
I
drop
tell
to
you
drink.
what, for me, it's a
Mm-hmm.
sense of pride
Mm-hmm.
to ask my men. We go out to dinner, a couple of restaurants, and then I come home and cook. And I ask them, "What's the best steak you had this week? The
Mm-hmm.
one you made, baby."
Mm-hmm.
That means something to me.
Mm-hmm.
I take pride
Yes.
in that.
Yep.
I take pride in the fact that we don't have to go out to a restaurant because I learned how to cook like a five-star chef.
Mm-hmm.
I used to tell my sons, I'm the mother of sons. I would tell them all the time, especially
Uh, uh,
Giovanni, because
oh
he was
yeah,
the
you
oldest.
sound like a boy, a boy mom.
Yeah. But I would always tell them,
Mm-hmm.
never see a woman more than twice that doesn't treat you as well as you get treated at home.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I always believe that, especially for black men, it's important for them to feel valued, loved. We send our
Sure.
black men out into a world where there's constant no's, constant trouble, constant problem. They don't need more of that when they get home. When they get home, that should be the place where they shake the world off. That's
Okay.
supposed to be the haven.
It's
So
supposed to
he's
be.
ready to go out and deal with all of those no's. So
Yes.
when you're my man and you're in my house, no
Mm-hmm.
is not a word I use.
Okay.
You can hear no everywhere else. Why do you need to come home and hear it too?
Mm-hmm. I played something with Nikki G and Ronnie talking to Baldwin, right? And it was called "Lie to Me," right? Okay.
Yeah.
In other words, in other words, that's emotional labor, right? You lie to your boss, you lie to other people. How come you can't come on and lie to me?
Mm.
Because I want to feel a certain way. Okay. I want you to give the same kind of performance that you give your boss and gives the outside world to me. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you have to be this character 24/7.
I hear you. The
I
sad
need.
part about that
Go ahead.
whole thing is
Mm.
why do you gotta fake it? Why isn't that just
Bec-
genuine?
because that's what she wants. Women want to feel something. They want an experience. They don't care whether it's fake or not.
I do. I do.
That's you. I'm talking about most women. Okay, we're not talking about you because you're different, right?
Yeah, I am.
So we can't use you as an example, right?
No, no, you really can't. You
So
can't.
uh,
I'm gonna
uh,
mute up.
no. I have had many girlfriends. All my girlfriends said they'll tell me they don't want they want the good lie. They don't want the truth. Okay, make me feel
you
good.
know, you know what's interesting about that?
Go ahead.
As much as I understand that, what's
Mm,
interesting though
mm-hmm.
is that people in general
Mm-hmm.
really want to be accepted for who they are authentically,
Mm-hmm.
which is really the root of intimacy. It's really what intimacy is. It's knowing and accepting a person. Well, closeness, yes, closeness, but you get that closeness from being able to be your true and authentic self. So the more authentic and true you can genuinely be, the more intimacy you can share with the person. So it's interesting when I hear you say, lie to me.
Mm-hmm.
Just lie to me so that I can feel
Feel
good.
good. Yeah.
When the truth is what we want is to
Mm-hmm.
be accepted authentically.
You okay?
I
The
mean, when
thing
I
is,
say we, I mean people, not male or
what I'm
female.
saying is, that that person wants to be accepted for who they really are, right?
Hmm.
Do they want to accept that other person for who they really are?
That's the difficult thing.
That's the
That's the
difficult
difficult
thing.
thing to do. And
That's
I'm
the
gonna tell
difficult
you why.
thing. Mm-hmm.
I think it's primarily because most of us are navigating this world from unhealed spaces. So we're looking outward, outside of ourselves, for someone else to help heal the thing that is hurting inside of us.
I mean, you're born unhealed. Okay.
There you go. And so
It's,
instead of doing
it's
that
called a
healing
process.
work and
Mm-hmm.
taking ownership of it,
Mm-hmm.
we look to partner up with somebody so that
Okay.
they can
And
fill the void and the hurt
number
space.
one, you have to understand what you need to be healed, right? You have to do a
Yeah,
diagnosis on yourself.
that's number one.
That
That's
takes a
first.
while. Okay. Unless you have people that are elevated enough to actually heal you without you knowing what you need. Okay, which is very rare. Okay. The thing
Mm-hmm.
is, nature wants you to survive and propagate. They don't care about you being healed. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
To nature, it doesn't matter. Okay, you're supposed to go out there, propagate, keep your offspring alive to actually pass on your genes to the next generation. That's what nature wants, right? The other stuff is unnecessary to actually do all that kind of stuff. And your government really doesn't give a shit about you being healed. Okay,
You're right.
fit into this. You're a cog. Fit into this great machine and make this machine run.
Right, right.
And being healed is an inside job. Number one, and number two, it's
An
rare.
inside
Most
job.
people, most people live and die and never get healed. Okay.
Well, it's we're all little works in progress as always.
Y-
Where there's always something to work on, right?
you're not born complete. So
There you go.
and
Yeah.
how many people actually are born and die complete?
Yeah, I don't know because I
Very
don't
very
know of
few.
any
Very
personally.
few. I mean,
Yeah.
when they do, guess what happens? You read about them in books. They could become great scholars and great thinkers and great philosophers. Okay, they could die
Mhm.
complete.
Mhm.
Very rare.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
say that people suffer from being unhealed. You're born unhealed. Okay.
You are born unhealed and working at, and that's not to say that you can't assist whoever your person is with whatever, but I'm talking about with whatever the issues or traumas are. What I'm saying is it's not common for people to take responsibility for their own stuff. It's
Hmm.
easier to look for someone to quote unquote complete you.
Yes, yeah. For them to do that's what I call emotional labor. In other words,
Emotional, yeah.
and black men are trained to do it the best out of all groups.
Mhm. 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 Yeah. Well, I mean, I think I understand where excuse me, you're coming from, but I just
Hmm.
thought it interesting
Hmm.
that you're right. We do want to feel good. So
Yes.
I understand your point there with
Hmm.
the emotional labor because
Hmm.
I do. I know I do. I want to hear compliments from my dude.
To see.
I'm just speaking for myself. Let me know what's good, my guy. But at the same but at the same time,
Uh huh.
I also, don't want to put the full burden of my issues at his feet and say, now this is for you. There's some of that has to be carried and acknowledged by
And
me.
you're more enlightened than I would say 90% of the women, right? Especially black women, right?
And you
You said,
didn't just stop at acceptance.
There you go, Toya.
And what I'm saying
There
was,
you go.
because we're talking about the masses, not enlightened people. Okay.
Yeah, and I guess I'm trying to make
Mm-hmm.
an effort to speak for to people who may not be as enlightened,
Mm-hmm.
because I there's so much to gain when you are able to take your own responsibility for yourself
Yeah.
and
But
your own trauma. Hmm.
just like Jaguar's husband, right? Okay, the stuff stuff I actually took him through was actually toward enlightenment, right? He actually used the tools to actually get her.
He did
Yeah,
the young
they.
stuff you're talking about.
Come on, you young stuff. You know about Jung. Come on,
Yeah,
baby.
Can
yeah.
I
It's like
can
young
I
stuff. Come
tap
on,
in?
go
Can
ahead.
I just put a
You-
little
you-
caveat in?
You're the star of the show, baby. You can jump in anytime you want.
I just wanted to throw this in here.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the reason why I was able to accept his healing journey
Uh,
challenge
okay.
was because I want. That's the first thing he told me. Like when we first decided we were really gonna get serious, he
Mm-hmm.
said, "I'm on a healing journey, and I want you to heal too."
Mm-hmm.
And we prayed together.
Mm-hmm.
And what I realized is that I wanted in on that journey.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the acquiescence to having, it's the accountability.
Yeah.
Like earlier today, I'm not gonna lie, I totally accused him of doing something that he didn't do, and it was terrible and it was awful, and I was snotty about it. I was
Did
a
you
little
admit
condescending.
did you admit you were wrong?
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. The second that I found the things,
Did you admit you were wrong? The
wait
second?
a minute. The second
Okay.
that I found the things, ask, he's here, ask him what I did.
Did she admit it?
Yeah, it
Did
took
she?
her a minute. It took her a minute, but she did.
But she did it though. She did
She
it.
did it.
So kudos to her. She did it.
Yeah.
He didn't have to ask me for an apology. He didn't have to beg me for it. He didn't have to prove I was wrong before I admitted it. But do you want to know why I did that?
Please enlighten me.
Because I need him to understand that the success of our relationship is more important than me being right.
Mm. Say that again, black girl.
The success of our relationship is more important to me than me being right.
Mm.
A lot of people are fighting for who's right, who's wrong, and they don't realize they're fighting against their own relationship. If you truly want that person there,
Uh huh.
like if you're trying to get a promotion in your job, you
Mm-hmm.
don't keep showing up late and making excuses for not having your reports in on time. You know what I mean? How
Yeah.
do you expect to get that promotion if you're not showing it? You got to dress for the job you want. And
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of women out here who want to be a wife, but they're not dressing for that role.
Do
They're not
do
putting that
do, do,
role on.
do they really want to be a wife though?
It, See, that's the thing. If that's what you really want, then you got to know the criteria for the job and your personal assessment. Like
I
I
mean, it's
I
like me
give
wanting.
myself progress reports. Am I getting better at this thing that we had an issue with? It matters to me. I'm
Uh huh.
in it. I got skin in the game, and
Okay.
I want us to win. So I don't have time to be holding on to petty gripes if what
Yeah.
I'm trying to hold on to is my future.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
just wanted to say that.
It's called being enlightened. Everybody's heard of sign language, right? That Kevin used all the time, right?
Hmm.
Okay. You know where they came from?
From you.
I was talking to Iana Van Zant in 2007 during the interview, right? And basically, I said, "What's wrong with black women? Shame, guilt, and the need to be right." Okay. They're shamed of their circumstances, where they came from, their position in society. They're guilty that they can't change it. They cover it up with the need to be right. You put the I in as a projection toward men. That's where it came from. That's what black women suffer from. It's unhealed that they won't admit that's wrong. They cover it up all the time. So admitting that you're wrong, or black woman admitting that she's wrong, means that she's healing. Okay, I want to take accountability for me actually being wrong. It's very hard for black women to actually admit that they're wrong. Most
I've
of them.
got better at it. And you know
You,
what I
you got
noticed?
better at it. Mm-hmm.
When I'm honest about it,
Uh huh.
oh, the love just gets better.
It's you get respect from your man when you do that.
It's good medicine. It's good
Mm-hmm.
medicine. It might, it's no different than taking castor oil
Mm-hmm.
orally. It is the most terrible experience, but the effects of what it does to your
Uh-huh.
overall body and ecosystem are brilliant.
Yeah, it does, and plus, you build trust and acceptance and respect from men when you actually do that. Okay,
Yep.
if she messes up, then she's woman enough to actually admit that she's wrong and actually change what she just did. Okay, because he's going to trust you with his heart and with his soul and with his belongings.
Oh
Because
my goodness, there's
yeah,
a Satanist in the chat.
is there?
Yes, this Mad Hatter is a whole demon.
Oh, okay. Y'all get rid of him. Okay.
And get rid of Truth Seeker.
Hmm? No,
no,
I'm talking
no,
about Mad Hatter. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
that
I
no.
see
Mad
some.
Hatter person talking about
You
We
so
got
Ezekiel.
no.
Woo!
yeah,
You
do we
crazy.
have we have mods. Let me get a couple of mods in here. Get rid of some of these people.
Oh my goodness.
I do
Yeah,
see
no, no.
some weird comments going on. But listen, I have to jump off in a couple of minutes.
Oh,
So I
go ahead and go ahead and give your information and give us any kind of closing thoughts that you want to give us.
well, I think the the biggest thought for me is I am enlightened by a new definition,
Uh,
emotional labor. I love it. Thank you so much for that.
okay.
But I think the overarching point for me is to take responsibility for your own stuff and not project it onto whoever your partner is, putting them in the position to have to emotionally labor. Um, that way, everybody's carrying their weight, and we can also carry one another's weight at that same time and in that same place. Yeah, and you can find me on IG at the DR Sunshine and DR Sunshine Show.
If you can type it into the back chat because I don't think you have a wrench into the what we call the private chat.
It's in there.
Oh, do you have a
I'll put it
link?
in the main
Oh
chat.
yeah,
Okay.
I'll put it there.
Oh, put it in the main chat so they can actually link to it.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
put my website in there too.
Yeah, pimp your channel, baby. Pimp your channel. Okay.
Yeah, so my
Make
website
it do what
is
it do.
my website is lifebrightnow.com.
Okay.
Lifebrightnow.com. And I can yeah, we'll get everything else in the chat as well
And,
too.
and you can listen to her on 1580 KBLA on
Every Sunday
Sunday
morning
morning.
from 8 to 9.
Okay.
You know,
Doc,
I
you
hit us
gotta
off
get
with that at the
BTS on the
top. Yeah.
show.
you need to record it just like Tavis Smiley does and put it up on YouTube for people to actually access it.
Yeah, I've been putting it on IG, but I'm definitely going to switch over to
All
YouTube.
the money's in YouTube, baby. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Doc,
you are absolutely right. You are
Doc, let's
absolutely
talk.
right.
So
We gotta link
that
it up.
I can actually help you pimp your channel. Okay.
That's what I need you to do. I'm going to reach out to you offline
Okay.
and we'll take it from there. Jag, I love you. I'm looking for big things in 2025.
Oh, honey, we got a lot to do. And we have to finish up, wrapping up the full conclusion of revealing Legina Gold. You
I'm
know,
ready when you are.
oh my goodness, Dr. Sunshine came in to help me get to the bottom of the fake R. Kelly Aaliyah daughter. And we were just going through, you
That's
That
know,
sigh
Hollywood.
says it all.
That is Hollywood, man. That is Hollywood.
oh my goodness, but she's done such an amazing job
Yeah. Yeah.
just getting into the sociopathy
Yeah.
and the clinical side of what, people were really experiencing
Yeah.
here. And I hope that people go and look at it. It's on the Patreon right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
It's on there,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because
Sunshine is amazing.
my grandson's on that trajectory, and I'm trying to coach him not to take that deal that we get offered. So
Yeah.
anything that you don't want to do, don't do it. Okay.
Don't do it.
Even if it costs you your career, don't do it. Don't sacrifice your soul for it.
No, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Toya, you're amazing. We'll connect also offline.
Isn't
Um,
she?
Say it again, Jack.
I said, isn't she amazing?
Yes.
She
We
definitely is.
Thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate connecting with you both.
For sure.
Oh, fabulous.
Okay, so I'm gonna jump off, but
Okay.
please, I'm looking forward to the next one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, anytime I'm here. Okay.
Honey, these are dark conversations. We can use all the sunshine we
Th-
can get.
this is where Kevin got his idea to actually start what he did on
Yep.
YouTube. So,
Well,
but
I'll tell you.
I'm a little bit too raw for that kind of stuff. He's more smooth than I am.
Listen, I'm here for all the sunlight. If you need a ray of sunshine, I'm here for it all.
We need it as much as we can get in the winter months, as we say.
There you go.
Mm.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much.
All right.
Talk to you
Okay.
soon.
For sure. Okay.
Yeah, it's like I said, I've been doing this a long time. In fact, I just did this for my daughter. Right, she was crying about somebody that she lost. It was their birthday, and she was just boohooing. I had to walk her through the whole thing. Like she was crying for like 2 hours. I said, okay, do you actually want to feel better? So I just walked her through it. About 5 minutes, she was actually going out the door laughing. It's just how you look at things, how you actually process your feelings.
Discipline, personal discipline.
It's some discipline and also knowledge,
Yeah,
because if
but
you don't,
choosing, you got to choose. I think people
hmm
forget that we all have a choice.
yes, they do.
At
They
the end
don't.
of the day,
As
attitude, behavior.
if they know that they have a choice. Some people don't.
Well, yeah, I mean, and once again, once
hmm
you open that door up for them, they
hmm
still got to choose to walk through it.
Exactly. Exactly. Your husband did. He walked through it.
And you know what?
hmm
So did I,
And
and we
so did
walked
you.
right into each
Walked
other.
into it. You walk into it. You had to. It's called it's called the Savior in the manger, right? You can walk by him because it doesn't look like what you think it's going to look like.
Yeah, it's I love the fact that I got to fall in love with a quality partner and have a substantial relationship
hmm
before 50, you know?
Okay.
And
That
I'm
helps.
grateful that I'm mature enough to
hmm
really understand what I need to embrace.
hmm
You know, we wear so many different glasses with so many different tints and lenses.
hmm
You got, a shade of tint from your mom, a shade of tint from your
hmm
dad, your
hmm
kooky aunt, your crazy uncle, your weird best friend, your
Uh-huh.
your disapproving older
You're boring a little bit. Yeah, we call those
when you
filters.
take it off. What does your vision look like? Yeah.
Yeah, Buddhists call those filters. What kind of filters are you
Yeah.
looking through? Yeah. Now, how do you
Yeah.
kind of wipe away the filters to actually look at reality? But that's difficult.
And listen to me. I was sitting there talking to someone the other day, and they
Uh
were
huh.
talking about how toxic their family was, and
Uh
how they
huh.
were dreading going home for a family thing. And these people did this, and these people did that. But I gotta go, and I'm like, why do you gotta go?
Yeah.
Like at some point in time, you have to start acknowledging that what you're talking about doing is engaging in self harm. If these people are hurting you, if you know these people are going to hurt you when you get there, and you got to deal with the emotional baggage after, why go at all? Why can't you send a card? Make a video message. There's plenty of ways you can engage in negative situations without
Mm-hmm.
having to throw yourself into it. And we do
Mm-hmm.
this all the time. And it's a choice.
Yeah. It is a choice. Or learn how to be in it, but not of it.
Yeah,
Become
totally.
the observer. You know.
I
And
tell
so,
people all the time, the worst thing another adult human being can do is think that everybody thinks the same way they do.
yeah, unfortunately, most people do, but unfortunately, because that's all we know. We can't get in somebody else's head. We have to assume that they think the same things that we do.
Oh yeah, I stopped doing that a long time ago. Less
Oh.
disappointment.
True, true, but you have to learn how to do that. It's not something that you're born with.
Well, it's just really simple. My granddaddy used to always say,
Mm,
upon waking in the morning, you have a choice to be a devil or an angel.
mm-hmm.
Choose wisely. and
Mm-hmm.
choose what the day requires.
Mm-hmm.
Duality.
You,
That's all.
you can't choose your environment, but you can choose how you respond to it.
Oh, absolutely. Trust me,
Mm-hmm.
jail taught me that, baby.
it,
Jail,
it,
baby.
it will do that. It does tend to
Listen
do that.
to me. My Zen meditation mode is so cold. But one of the things that I said to my life coach
Uh-huh.
from Landmark Education, shout out to Larry Pearson, one of the most dynamic people that ever came into my life. He said to me, it's very simple.
Mm-hmm.
You got two tongues, one in your head, one in your shoe. If they're
Okay.
not going in the same direction,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to have a problem. We got to start talking like we're walking. You know, we're not, a lot of people talk, eh, they ain't talking like they're walking. You know, and for me, it's just, we got to get back to the core fundamentals of what make us us. I think we've spent so much time trying to fit in and emulate with our captor that we forgot we are our own
Yeah,
people.
we were made by our captors. That's the problem. And we have to realize that
Yeah.
we're actually created by our we're actually a created people. The thing is, we have to throw off the negative stuff that we're actually built into our culture. We didn't create our culture; somebody else did.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
despite that, we were even able to set the standard
Said it.
because
Uh huh.
uh, despite what you're just saying, BGS,
Mhm.
I've said this before and I maintain it. The
Mhm.
black woman is what set the standard for womanhood. We've got to get back to that. We are the ones who taught other women how to be women. We've
Mhm.
somehow laid that to the side in favor of other things.
They put you in a different environment, and that's what happened.
But see,
You went from a rural environment in a close knit kinship network into an urban environment in a single what is it, a nuclear family network.
yeah,
Right,
well, you got crack.
right.
Even before
Crack
that,
helped.
even before that,
Yeah, but crack really accelerated things.
there was a nail in the coffin. But you know.
You know, but I just remember there used to be once upon a time when I was a little girl where
Mhm.
neighbors were friends
Mhm.
and sometimes more like family where people cared. You know,
Mhm.
if there was a family that was falling down, all the other families used to help them until they
That,
could get up.
that
They,
that's the kinship network that slowly but surely eroded over time.
yeah, and now we got the mind your business that ain't got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
As long
Mhm.
as it don't happen to me, I don't care if it happens to you.
Mhm.
How can you know, how are we not seeing that all of this is to subliminally trick us into the depropagation of our people?
I mean, but this is something Quigley said back in the mid '70s. Is that they want to make you guys, everybody, atomized individuals and separate you from each other,
Yeah,
and then not just black people, all people.
yeah.
It's easier to diminish our value that way.
Diminish your power.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the easiest way to trick your greatest fear into, you know, being docile and complacent is tricked into believing that they don't have any power.
Yeah, and which you're taught in school. That's why they took over the schools in 1972 to indoctrinate you into that.
And guess what?
Hmm.
We fell right into it like a baby on Mammy's knee.
Every culture does. What's in the schools within 20 years turn out to be on the streets. It then,
I'm gonna tell you this right now.
uh-huh.
School doesn't do anything but teach people how to be compliant for the jail system.
Exactly. In other words, basically, the Prussian school system was built for socialization first, okay, babysitting second, and education third. Okay.
I don't know how people feel so comfortable with allowing strangers to be the forthright teachers to your children.
Because that's what they've been taught.
Like, I don't think people really take that into consideration. You know, during the pandemic,
Mm-hmm. Pandemic.
Yeah, there was a lot of people who were very upset with the schools being closed because they were
Yes.
forced to
Yeah.
have to deal with
Yes.
their children.
Yes.
And you want to know what was most of like the bane of their existence with the children in the homeschooling? They didn't know how to do the work either.
Exactly. They weren't trained. Yeah.
Them being at home with their children, having to do the lessons, learn the lesson plans, go through it, check their work, made them feel dumb and it made them feel inferior around their kids. And they're like, you got to get these back to school before,
Instead of taking that opportunity to actually learn something that you
Yeah,
didn't know
and but not just learn something, learn it with your
with your
kids.
kids. Exactly.
People were pissed off that they had to deal with their families.
Of course. Yeah.
And talking about the teachers after the, and then no, y'all gotta let the schools back open. He
Uh,
gotta go back to school. He's depressed at home.
uh,
And guess what? And
huh.
when I heard parents talking about their children being depressed, I'm
Hmm.
like, do you realize what you just said? The children are depressed at home with you.
Yep, they are.
Ain't that nothing?
What did
Yeah.
you say? The call is coming from inside the house?
Woo!
Yeah, I had to do it for like a year and a half, so I know. You had to help the teacher actually formulate her lesson plans online.
When I
So
wasn't on the road touring, I loved homeschooling my kids. And on the brief times that I did, it was fun. It was fun. But you know what? When you're a real parent and you
hmm
really love your kid, and
hmm
what you're really focused on is your kid having the best and the brightest future and
hmm
making sure they get all the right knowledge, the last thing you're going to be doing is relying on strangers to do it.
hmm
Best teachers I ever had were my dad.
Yeah, we had an example.
You know, and I hate the fact that there's not more women from my generation that even know what that's like.
There never was, babes. I would tell you, you're not alone. There never was. So very few.
Yeah, trust me, I know how much God gifted me with advantage for living.
Yeah.
You know, it's wild. I'm a survivor on so many different levels. But the one thing that I give my credit for surviving more than anything is
hmm
surviving my ego.
The need
My
to be right.
greatest, my greatest enemy in my life has been my ego.
hmm Most women won't talk about their ego
I don't know why. Most of
because
what they do is based around it.
they say they don't have one. That's a
Oh,
man
that's not
thing, right?
true. That's
That's a
not
man
true.
thing. That's a man thing, right?
No, no, women have ego. And
Yeah.
women and the truth is most of us women now on a lot of different levels are control freaks.
Right.
Ooh, say it again, black girl.
Oh, I'm a control freak, I admit it.
But you blame men for this, okay?
No, I blame the women in my life for it
Mm-hmm.
because they normalized it.
Ooh, say it again, black girl. You're preaching. You're preaching to the choir right now. Go
They
ahead.
normalized it.
Amen. Yeah, don't
Those
they?
echo chambers we talk about.
You see them pop the balloon all the time.
Hmm.
It's yeah, and that's why I have a hard time, you know, and that's why I said, you know what, I'm gonna stop talking to these people. I'm just gonna live it. I'm gonna live it. And, you know, God brought me a partner to live it with,
Mm-hmm.
and we're not, you know, exploiting our relationship, but we're definitely sharing our relationship because we want people to not be afraid. It's real. It can be real if you're willing to deal with your crap.
That's that part, and not blame somebody else for your crap. That part.
Yeah, I went down to the district attorney's office not long ago
Mm-hmm.
to file charges for attempted unalivement
Ooh, really? Oh my
and
goodness.
battery. Yeah, yeah. And
Wow.
I was just talking about, you know, the effects that it had on my life.
Mm-hmm.
And when the DA looked at me and said, well, who are you filing charges against? Who's done this to your life? And I said, my ego.
You ain't shit, girl. You ain't been shit, ain't gonna be shit, okay?
That's a good one, right?
You had me. You had me, okay?
Well, I'm always in and out of jail. I gotta put a spin on it. It's I've been lucky. I haven't been back to jail since Odell bailed me out. He's my lucky charm.
He holds you accountable for your bullshit. That's what happens, okay?
Absolutely. But you know what? We do it for each other. But
Mm-hmm.
what I really have grown to love is we we've really started working on identifying, taking
Mm-hmm. Ooh, say it
the
again, girl.
shaming um
Mm-hmm.
out of what we're doing. I'm not saying that there are moments in our relationship where he hasn't done a little shaming and I haven't done a little shaming. But what
Mm-hmm.
I like is we identify when it happens
Mm-hmm.
and we deal with it. And then
Mm.
and we move on.
Okay.
I think a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, we're doing this and we're doing that," and then you have a setback, and rather than
Mm.
looking at it as a pivot for better, they're
Yeah.
just sitting there focused on the
Uh,
setback. No,
Shame has its place as a correctional tool.
absolutely, but not as a
Not
manipulation
no.
tactic.
Yeah.
And I love that about the maturity. And the truth is, he's got two bad marriages in the bag. I got two bad marriages in the bag. And
Well,
you
well,
know,
at least you had two marriages. I don't have any bad marriages in the bag. Okay,
well,
so
you know what? Just be
uh,
grateful that you have all of this knowledge and you saved all of that money on the legal fees. You know,
my children were actually raised by a whole village, so
that's
there's a
fabulous.
blessing for that. So
But that's the way it's supposed to be.
yeah, so
We forgot about that.
yeah, and basically their mom would not give up on me. She wouldn't let me escape. So nigga, you're not going nowhere. I don't care if we're married or
Yeah,
not.
but what happened to women like that? Because I see so many women fighting so hard to get the baby, fighting so hard to get the marriage, and then the
S-
second that they get it, they don't know what to do with
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
and then they want to do the narc move, make the guy the bad guy, start a divorce, create a coup, and
yeah,
oh my
yeah,
God,
yeah,
look
yeah,
at what
yeah. Yeah.
happened to me.
Yeah, she picked me to be the father of her children. That's why. So that's why
Yeah,
she
but the
wouldn't
thing is
leave me alone.
you
Yeah,
went out of your way to make that man the father of your child, and
yeah.
then you won't even let the child
You,
have the
you,
father.
you know what, Jaguar. You know what that is. Okay. Men know not to have a baby by their side chick if they can help it. Right. Women have babies by their concubines all the time.
Mm.
I know, and they try to make
Try to retrofit that concubine into a mate.
well,
He
see,
was
you
never a
can't
mate.
turn a hoe into a housewife
Mm-hmm. That's
or
what she.
a
Women do it
house
all the
husband.
time. Basically, yeah, women do it all the time. You know you with that man for dick and dick only.
That baby ain't nothing but a low jack.
It was. And then after it's born, why did I have this baby for this dude?
I cannot stand my first husband. I cannot
At least you
stand
married
him.
him though. At least you married him
I
though.
cannot stand. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I tried to get it annulled, but I was a day short, and then I
Mm.
was gonna have to get a divorce, and I had the publishing deal and the money.
Uh huh.
So I tucked it out for 11 years.
Okay.
But the thing is, no matter how much I couldn't stand him, I never tried to get in the way of his relationship with his son.
Because you cared about your child.
Like, I don't care how much I don't like you. Half of you is in something that I love. And I don't think women realize how detrimental that is
Yeah.
when they take out their frustration with the person they
I
chose to make a whole person with.
I had to do that for my daughter because she was going to do the same thing. I said, no, I don't care what you feel about that man. That boy needs his father.
Yeah, but see, understand this.
Mm.
You spouting all of that hate, you spouting all of that kid sees the both of you as themselves. If you're hating on the parent, then you're hating on a piece of them.
Yes.
You're creating a neurotic situation for a child that has nothing to do with it.
Exactly. But it happens. It's called being a human.
Like you're literally teaching your kid to have problems with itself because
Hmm.
you're choosing not to get over the problems that you have with the other part of them. And they wonder why all these kids are depressed. And they wonder why
Hmm.
all these kids are experiencing with
Hmm.
sex and the DURGSs and the this and the that. Because you're sitting there making them feel guilty about loving all of their self.
It's because it's not about the child. It's about how him or her feels. Has nothing to do with the kid. Because it
Yeah,
was
I
about the
just
kid, regardless. I used to tell my daughter all the time, you never see me actually diss your mother. Why? I suck it up because of you.
yeah,
So when you
yeah.
see me with her, it's like nothing ever happened because
Parents
of them.
should never trash each other to their children, whether they're together or not.
Oh,
It
my kids,
only harms the kid.
my kids think that my baby mama is the love of my life. That's what they think, according to
That's
them.
wonderful.
Yeah, even though she's not, but that's what they believe.
Guess
So,
what?
hmm,
Then now they won't take that baggage into their relationships.
exactly.
But see, this is the other side of that
Hmm.
cage.
Hmm.
A
And
lot of people look at their children and they see the other person in there.
yeah, yeah.
And
We were
all
said.
they focus on is
Mm,
that they see the. I wish I never. Like women. I
mm,
used to tell women all the time, if all you're gonna do is hate on his dad and talk
mm-hmm,
crap about his dad and tell him how he's just like his dad and how
mm-hmm.
you don't like him today because he's acting like his dad, then you need to let him go live with his dad.
And the thing is that that's the form of emotional labor that the kids are actually there to actually do for the woman. That be an emotional punching bag for her.
Oh yeah, or surrogate spouse.
Mm-hmm. That's
Well,
emotional
your
labor.
daddy's not here to be my husband, so you gotta do it.
So you got to take all this bile that I would normally issue on him.
Yeah,
It's probably why he left.
yeah. But there's a lot of women out there, especially women who have babies late in life, who
Mm-hmm.
only do it not because they want the motherhood or the relationship with the kid. They just want to prove that somebody in this world loves them because nobody else does.
And that's part of it. Also, is to call it a biological urge that they're following unconsciously. You're built to reproduce. That's your biological urge.
I
Okay.
understand that. There's
Mm.
plenty of women that don't want to do it. And
Yep.
I'm telling you right now,
Mm.
I know a lot of women who became late life
Yep.
mothers
Yep.
who
Yep.
are
Yep.
who are raising nothing but neurotic nut
Yep.
jobs.
Yep. Because they didn't do it the right way.
No, because the truth is, they didn't want the kid.
They no.
They wanted the experience.
They
They wanted
want
to not look like a dud.
they
They
wanted
wanted to not be Vivica Fox.
they wanted to fulfill their biological destiny, regardless of what the kid will turn out to be like.
There's nothing worse than watching a woman spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to have a kid and
Hmm.
then not liking what came
It,
out
it, it has nothing to do with the kid.
at all.
No,
At
it's
all.
in you. And because I used to go over this thing like leftover women and all the kinds of women that actually, and the wall women that don't actually understand. It's very simple. It's not that hard. Most of the stuff is very simple. But women lie to themselves to make it harder. You ain't supposed to be 40 having no kid. Okay.
I'm
You're
telling you, you got to
mm,
take a test for everything else in this world except for being a parent, and
it,
I don't
it,
understand why.
it's because it's a biological function. Okay. You don't have to take a test for it.
You should have to take a test to raise it.
Yeah, not
What in God's
necessarily.
name is going on?
Nature doesn't care about that. A single person is not supposed to raise a kid. It's supposed to be a whole village of people, a whole crowd of people, not just one person.
I know.
But
And
see,
yet so many
in this,
people try to
it,
do it on their own like it
it's
makes sense.
because your society is built to be have individuals, not groups of people,
I'm
and
telling you,
and it's
this
just
whole
getting
world
worse.
is going nuts.
Yeah, well, it'll correct itself. We may or may not see, but it will actually correct itself. It always does. But sometimes it
Well,
takes uh, decades or centuries or even eons, but it'll correct itself.
listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
Even the grass and the trees know
Mm-hmm.
when it's time to remove the weakest link.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And sometimes a forest fire will come in and wipe it all out. Okay. It takes uh, uh, years for it for actually all grow back. That happens.
Texas taught me that.
Mm.
When I moved to Texas and I started experiencing tornadoes, I'll
Uh-huh.
never forget the first one that touched down not far from where I was living.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, the next morning, I just wanted to go out and see what was there.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked around the neighborhood and I was looking. I took a little 2, 3 mile walk to survey everything that had been snatched up, thrown asunder, missing roof,
Mm-hmm.
flipped over car, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I noticed the most? How
What?
sweet the air smelled.
Mm-hmm.
Because a storm is a correction.
Mm-hmm.
There's something off in the ecosystem. There's something that's not balanced. So then the storm happens
It corrects itself. Yeah.
and it corrects itself. And
Mm-hmm.
I had the most beautiful walk. I took the deepest, longest breaths. I was high on natural oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, it was beautiful. And it really gave me a whole nother appreciation for. There's nothing wrong with a course correction.
Mm, no, right or wrong, it's going to happen, and that's what some people have to realize. Right or wrong, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I've been coaching that. Your husband can tell I've been coaching that for years. It's going to happen. The environment will actually correct all situations, whether we like it or not. I've been trying
Yeah.
to tell black women that for eons, right? If you don't do the environment will actually change your mind. Okay,
Huh.
well, but you won't like when it does.
Yeah.
And that's why the winter is here, okay? Winter's gonna change all this. It's gonna wipe all this stuff away, okay? Until spring. But it's gonna kill everything else if you
Yep.
don't get right.
True.
Yep.
You
And
know,
white folks are gonna find that most of all.
well, everything. My auntie always used to say things end exactly how they
Mm-hmm.
begin. This country began. We know exactly how it began, and it's going to end the same way. But what of our people? And that's really what my focus is. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we're really trying to focus on just being the change, being a part of that structure that'll be there to hold things together because, things have come and gone. But our people have always been here one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
Question is when are we going to make the choice to put what we are first,
You may have to take a big hit before you do. It's gonna
Hey,
happen. But the thing is, hopefully, it's not too painful when it happens.
oh, pain ain't nothing but weakness leaving the body.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It doesn't feel good when it does, though.
You know what? For someone who's lived in chronic pain for
Okay.
most of my life,
Uh huh.
and you can ask Wolfgang, I have a pretty high tolerance for pain.
Okay.
I was raised by a Marine.
Oh, God, that helps.
My perception of pain is different than most people's.
Yes. Hmm.
Pain is education. Nothing more, nothing less. Education. What are you going to learn from this?
Hmm.
How will you improve? How did you fare through it? I don't know when Americans got so soft.
Ah,
Everybody's so busy looking at being so comfortable. And the truth is, your greatest breakthrough was going to come in your most uncomfortable moment.
and your environment, the way you're taught, makes you that way. That's where you're taught. Your environment actually agrees with it until it changes.
But
That's
why
that's
should
most
I
people.
withstand? Why should I consider withstanding pain when there are people always around me to soften the blow or to hand me a
Exactly.
participation trophy?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't like them kind of people. I consider them enemies.
Yeah. Well, those are just regular people. So those are regular people. There might be any thing that is the complacency.
Oh,
And
absolutely. But complacency, that's for, they not my kind of people.
yeah, and but things are not going to get corrected until it fails. When it
Yeah,
fails, it'll get corrected. But in the meantime, even the black community, it's not going to get corrected until it fails.
well, the black community really wants to be a better community.
Does it?
Then how about everybody just stop lying and start being honest?
Does it really want to be a better community? That's what I'm coming
Well,
to
I, I
conclude.
don't I don't know what they want. I know what I want.
Yeah, yeah. Far too few people actually want that. That's the problem.
Right.
Well, a lot of people want a lot of things. People in hell want ice water. Can't always get what you want.
You cannot. But the thing is, they want it, and they think they can get it.
What's that old song? You can't always get what you want.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you try sometimes, you might just get what you need.
Exactly. And,
Oh,
and the thing is, once you realize what you really need, then you'll seek it. Okay.
yeah.
But the thing is, wanting and needing are two different things.
Yeah, well, want comes from lack, and lack.
But basically, want doesn't always come from lack. Okay.
Well, not always, but
Hmm.
I mean, by American standards, a lot of want is based around lack.
Yeah.
I
It
never
perceive.
had, I never
I never
had,
had a
I
perceived
want,
lack.
this
Yeah.
will make me, I want,
Hmm.
this will get me,
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
need, this will have me. And then they get it and they're still unhappy. And what they realize is they never needed the things.
Exactly. It never lacked. They never suffered from lack in the first place.
And nothing was lacking except for your
Ex-
perception.
Except your perception. That's ego. Yeah, as you said.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing. Always trying to get you. Running loose in your man. What did Larry used to say? My life coach. Stay out of your head. It's a bad neighborhood. You might get robbed. Oh, this has been fun.
Oh, you
Yes, you
enjoyed it.
have.
Okay. Yeah, it's different. It's different. Let's put it that way. And I
I
and I
love
and I,
great
and I will
critical
and I will
thinking.
actually will challenge you. So.
Well, I want to be challenged, and I
Mm-hmm.
think that's the problem with a lot of people. A lot of people don't want to be challenged.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I enjoy it because I grow.
Mm-hmm. That's what it's supposed to mean. In other words, why do you think the way you think? Okay. And where does it come from? Most people don't actually want to look at that. They just want to spot off words and feelings. No. Why do you feel that way? Where does it come from? Who taught you that?
Mm.
So I challenge people
I
because I
mean,
challenge myself.
you got to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at little Bronny.
Ah, I mean, he wants to be his father, and he's not his father.
I don't know why. His father ain't even his father.
Yeah, but the perception of who his father is who he wants to be, and he's
And
not his
guess
father.
what? And look at how that's working out for him. He's
He's
America's biggest
he,
joke.
he's a billionaire though. He lives a good life.
For now,
I mean, unless he gets hit
for
by a truck.
now, being a
Oh,
black billionaire should
mm-hmm.
teach black people one thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're only a billionaire while you're useful. The
Yeah, of
second
course.
that the second you're no longer useful, they take it all back.
Oh, hopefully not. The thing
No,
is,
they do. I don't know. Listen to me. There are very few black billionaires
uh-huh.
who try to play that game. That
Mm-hmm.
they always lose, they always fail, and they never get to keep
You,
it.
you got to walk away from the table,
And
and a lot of people don't
meanwhile,
know when to walk away from the table.
Lil Brownie James is the equivalent of a check baby with an EBT card now. Because
He
the
is.
only reason he's there is to keep the check going. That's it.
Uh, basically, he's there because of his father's ego.
I
That's why
know.
he's there. Yeah.
And guess what? His father's ego got him looking like a make-a-wish kid. Only thing he's missing is the leukemia.
Well, compared to where he grew up in and who he was raised by, he's come a long way.
I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean,
See, my take.
he was raised by a crackhead. Okay. Yeah,
But see, listen
a
to this.
crackhead hooker, as a
Yeah,
matter of fact.
but this is the thing. This is my take.
Hmm.
Isn't that somebody that would have done anything to get out of there?
Not always. Not
I'm
always.
gonna tell you
You
something
you
right
you
now.
you've been down. You've been down. You've been
I
around
got
these
some.
people. Everybody
I
don't want to get
got
out, baby. E- e-
inside knowledge. I
I
remember
know.
when he was being groomed
Yeah.
by the very same people who are now all being heralded as teleporters.
Hmm.
What happens when they take it all back? He's selling off all his houses now.
Hmm.
What happens to Bronny then? What's his daddy's ego gonna do for him when he's stuck in that contract and
And
all of America's laughing at him?
well, he'll finish his contract, take his money, and go do something else. Hopefully.
They should have just let the boy play video game. That's what he good at.
No, Bronny wanted to be his father. That's what he wanted.
Did he want to be or was he
No,
groomed
no, he
to be?
wanted to be his father. I can tell he wanted to be his father. He still wants to be his
Really?
father.
Then why don't he practice more? Like,
It it,
I
it,
would
do-
believe that about Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant's father, basketball player. He was a good basketball player. But
mm,
Kobe not only wanted to be his dad, he wanted to
to be
elevate. He wanted
better.
to
Uh,
excel. And
Okay.
he did the same thing that Michael Jackson did.
What,
Practice, practice, practice,
what if
practice.
you can practice? What if you don't have the talent to be your father?
Well, then you should just stick to playing video games.
He should have. But the thing is, what if you want to be that, but you don't have the
I hear what
talent to
she's
be that?
saying, but people
Yeah.
don't understand how it works in the league.
Yeah.
He's never gonna play with somebody that don't present him, and he's always gonna be
he
talked
he
about like a dog behind his back.
he doesn't have the talent to be there.
I
He
know,
shouldn't be there.
I know, but look
It's
at
like
that. Look
it's
at ego.
like Whitney Houston's daughter trying to sing. Okay, she don't have the talent to do that. She's not her mother.
Bobby Chris didn't have it.
She didn't. She didn't. She wasn't her mother. Okay,
She didn't have it.
she didn't have it, and neither does Bronny.
Look at the kid. Look just. But think about the psychological damage that that's doing to this young man. Because right now,
Mm-hmm.
whatever self-esteem or pride
Mm-hmm.
or confidence he has, I can guarantee you that ain't working for him right now.
Well, he's going to have to come to the realization that he can't be his father because he didn't
Well,
have
they
to be.
definitely can't use the medicines that they used to make his daddy Drago because it made him allegedly drop down. So, it's like there's a lot to that story.
But LeBron James was LeBron James at 13. Okay,
I know.
he's
And
always
guess
been
what?
that way.
Yeah, but guess what though?
Mm-hmm.
He peaked after high school. The same kid that he was coming out of high school, that changed almost overnight. See, I know it's doctors.
Okay.
And I know they play Dr. Frankenstein.
They probably did, but Bronny James doesn't have the base genetics to
No,
actually
he
be
got
his
he got
father.
Savannah blood in him.
LeBron James is damn near 6'9" and 280 pounds. Bronny's not that. Okay,
Yeah, he's average.
he's average. That's right. He's not. He's not his father. And everybody knew that he wasn't his father.
So then
Okay,
why ain't nobody holding him accountable for
they
that terrible
they
thing he
they
said?
they they
Oh,
do
well, who
they
are you picking? Who are
they
you looking at in the league,
they
man?
they they,
Ronnie's
they
better than a good share of the
no, no,
league right now.
if it wasn't for the owner of the Lakers wanting to actually give LeBron James his wish and Bronny his wish, he would have never been there. He shouldn't have been there
At all.
at all.
I'm gonna tell you this right now though.
Mm. Uh
As a
huh.
parent, I don't know how you can do something like that to your kid.
Because your kid wants to play in the league. Okay, it's the only way it's going to
Yeah, you
happen.
know what? Listen to me. I'll never forget what my son Giovanni told me. He
Mm.
had some weird. He wanted to be a astronaut by 10, and I'm like, you know what, kid? You got to go all the way back to 1, and you got to start studying real fast because it's just not gonna happen. Like
Mm-hmm.
a parent has to be able to be honest with their child.
Mm-hmm.
Like all you're doing is lying to him, and he's looking like a fool.
Well, the thing is, he would have never gotten there if it wasn't for his father. But he did get there. He did play. Okay, he did get there. So,
Yeah, he got there, and he playing all right. He playing in everybody's face.
I mean, the thing is, but he did get there. His father granted him his wish.
But I don't know how many times he's gonna be able to be injured,
He's
but
talking about LeBron or talking about Bronny.
both of them.
Well, If my kid had a heart attack on the basketball floor, he would never pick up
He
another
would not have been
basketball.
going pro.
Exactly. He'll never play it again if he's my kid. I don't care what you do. Go do something else. Go be a agent. Go be a doctor. Go be a businessman.
Like golf.
I
Play
could
golf. Yeah.
not I could not believe when they forced him after that incident. Honestly, it made me look at Savannah
He,
sideways.
they didn't force him to do that. He wanted to do this. I can tell.
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
I
yeah,
can.
you know
I
what?
I
Go
I
ahead,
I
tell him. Listen,
I I
listen.
I
Little Johnny want to run into the wall. Let little
I
Johnny run into the wall and knock himself out.
I got a son that plays semi-pro basketball. I know the type. Okay, I know what's in him. I can tell. He
Yeah,
wants to be that.
I tell you what ain't in them basketball.
He doesn't have the gene. He doesn't have the talent for it. It is what it is.
There goes that ego again.
I saw that his first game. Dude, you don't belong here. Okay,
He looks
go
like
do something else.
no disrespect, but he kind of looks like a special needs kid when he plays. Like I don't understand.
And he looks like an average human being when he plays. That's what he looks like. That's what he looks like. That's an average human being. That's what he looks like.
I
Maybe a
mean,
little bit
he
better,
could be
but
MVP. Why couldn't he be MVP at the family reunion?
it's because that's not what he wants. If you're a billionaire, you have the power to give your kid what he wants. You'll probably give it to him.
Yeah.
He's a DEI hire for the Lakers. Okay.
And guess what? And
Hmm.
guess what? Diddy was a billionaire. Look what it did for him.
Diddy had a great life according to him.
Yeah.
Diddy has no regrets for how he lived his life. Okay.
Listen to me. They
I
got
mean,
him a little. They
hey,
got him a little
hey,
scooty bike for Christmas to
it,
ride
it,
around
it
the
might
crib.
be, but is Diddy complaining about his life, how he lived his life?
Hey, he complaining about how he living it now.
That's the cost of doing business. Okay.
Ooh, yeah. Listen
But
to me.
but all those other 40 years, is he complaining?
Oh no, he had a ball
He had a
terrorizing the
ball. Okay.
world.
If you could be a regular person and live Diddy's life for 40 years and go to jail, you might take that.
Hey, look, you heard
I'm
what Ron said.
hell. I
You
might take it.
heard what
I,
LeBron said. Ain't no
I,
party like a Diddy party.
hell, if I could do it, I might take. I might take that deal. 30 years being, I might take that.
Let me tell you something. No,
uh,
you wouldn't, because
I don't know.
everything
Know.
he's used to,
Hmm.
he's got to get unused to.
That's fine, but the thing is, you had it at some point.
Yeah,
How many
I'm gonna
people
tell you
actually?
something right
How many
now.
people actually be? Uh
The missing it is worse than the never had. You can't miss what you never had.
Yeah, I don't know about that. There's a whole bunch of people that
I
do.
tell you something right now. You know that package that he got that he passed on to Usher, that Usher passed on to other people. The package,
Uh-huh.
experiencing that without all of those fine doctors, I'm sure it feels a little different in that
Yeah,
sense.
that's the cost of doing business, baby.
Constant diaper rash.
That's the con.
And not your used to, I mean, I know he in there getting head and getting his bed made and all of that.
Yeah,
He freaking
yeah.
off.
I mean, but he engaged in it anyway. So basically, going to jail is not going to be that big a problem for him.
Yeah, but see, he doesn't get the lighting and the nag chopper,
Well,
and he
that's it.
doesn't get the handmade ice cream.
He he doesn't. Diddy could have done exactly what was the other guy uh, Russell Simmons, right? Did what Russell Simmons did.
Oh
Leave
Lord.
leave to someplace that doesn't that won't extradite you and stay there. He didn't do it. He could have done it. How come he didn't?
Well, because he's Diddy.
Yeah, exactly.
He thinks he's God,
Yes,
and now he's in jail.
yes.
Call it all God.
I was God at one point. At one point, okay.
Yeah,
He
I
he.
always enjoy when people
Uh,
try to play God. It's funny when watching them realize it's not true.
what we have presidents do it all the time, man. You look at Trump. Look at Biden. Okay, look at Obama. They play God.
Yep.
I mean, Obama, I don't know, Obama Nation, I don't know.
What did 50 say? Get rich or die trying. Okay.
Well, I mean,
People
he
die
wasn't the
for this.
first person to say that, though.
No, you wasn't. But what I'm saying
The
is, I see.
original was
uh,
give me liberty or give me death.
But the thing is, what I see is a whole bunch of people that don't make it, right? They go homeless and get on drugs because they ain't make it, right? And they
Yeah.
would have given anything to make it.
What about all the ones that did that ended up that way anyway? I know a lot of them.
But
I
thing
wish
is,
people would talk about them, the ones that made it and then
mm,
ended up homeless and
yeah,
bereft and
yeah,
destitute.
yeah,
And
yeah. But thing is, being a has been is not a never was.
I hear you. And for me, the only time that hits for me is when it comes to all of the girls who tried to get record deals, who have
Uh,
the same stories of the girls with record
mm,
deals but never got it. Like the
yeah,
Adria English
yeah,
girl.
uh-huh.
Man, you should have heard her on the phone with me, and she was talking to Wolfgang, and
Mm.
she was like, "Listen to me, Adrian. You know, Jag has the same issues with the industry that you did." Then she said, "But she got to sing with Jay Z. They let her do stuff. I didn't get to do nothing."
Well, you made a different choice, right?
Yeah, I did.
You wasn't down for the get down, right?
Nah, well, nah. But
It,
and the
it's,
funny
it,
thing is,
and you knew that what you were giving up by not being down for the get down, right?
oh, well, absolutely. But the thing is
Mm-hmm.
I still turned my head to a lot of things. I
Mm-hmm.
did see a lot of things, and I
Yeah.
had my own negative experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And my greatest regret was that I wasn't strong enough to stand up like I'm standing up now back then, because there's a lot of people that got lost along the way.
They basically, most people, I'm not saying all, most people, when they want to get into this kind of business, know what they're getting into.
Oh yeah,
And at some point, uh, they have to make a choice. How badly do I actually want this kind of life or this opportunity? Do I
yeah.
actually want to roll the dice or not?
I mean, I've watched people sign that deal and think
Hmm.
they could do something different or they could
They could.
change the system.
Okay, really?
They
Okay.
well, yeah, because it all starts with a series of compromises, and usually
Hmm.
it's a series of compromises that's supposed to lead to
You,
something better.
you have to lie to yourself, okay?
Oh, absolutely.
Hmm.
And I'll never forget the day that I said I can't lie to myself anymore. This is hell. I was better. I was better on the streets. You
Hmm.
know, like that's worse. You know, I think that's what catches a lot of people up in the game, because they do all of this to get out of the street life. They do all of this to get to the
Hmm.
better life, and then they get there and realize it's worse than the streets.
Yeah.
It's that catch-22.
You want the fast life, okay? And it
But
comes
see,
with
when that
compromises.
happens, though,
Mm-hmm.
you still got a choice.
I mean, you could have went to the library and stayed in the library, okay?
Yeah,
How come you didn't?
because you chose not to.
You chose not to, right? But this fast life, and this fast money, and this is what you wanted. You chose that,
Yeah,
if you don't make it, there's a cost. There's always a risk, right?
afterburn.
And 90% of the people that chose that path won't make it, and you know that already. But you
Yeah,
think you will be the one, right?
I mean that's what all of those guys who knew what Diddy was doing at parties did.
That's why you went
No,
to. That's why you knew it. Why do you go to Diddy's parties?
like listening to Columbus Short.
Mm-hmm.
That was weird. That little blip.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he just did the Boss Talk podcast, and he was talking about
Uh-huh.
being compromised by Diddy and how he got out
Yeah.
before anything happened. And my thing is, but you knew what Diddy was all about.
Yes. Okay.
What made you think he wasn't gonna pull it on you?
He knew. He's lying. He knew. But are
He
you
knows a
will?
lot.
Are
You
you?
want to
Are
know the thing that
Go
I'm
ahead.
really bothered about?
What?
He came forward when Twitch passed away, and he started speaking about certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, he just got quiet.
Yeah.
And then the investigation with Twitch just But
Is this Twitch that committed suicide or which Twitch?
well, they said he unalived himself. I just
Okay.
don't
Well,
understand
I mean,
how his
I
wife
mean,
saw him, scared and screaming, being taken away in a car that neither one of them
okay,
called.
okay, all right.
And then Harvey Leviathan happened to get there first before anybody else. Last
Okay.
time I checked, when people unalive themselves, usually they have to be found. People aren't waiting on the scene.
That's probably true. The thing is, okay, everybody that gets into one of these circumstances makes a choice, right? You know what you're getting into, okay?
Yeah,
I could be in circles with things. Once you get them, there's a price to pay.
yeah,
Okay, you can wind up in a black site. Okay,
yeah,
in a solitary confinement, being waterboarded. Okay,
yeah.
there's
You could
always a
end
price
up
to
in a
pay.
hole somewhere in Egypt.
Yes, you could. Yeah. So the thing is, do you actually want to pay this price or not? People know, especially in the entertainment business. People know.
All I say
Somebody's
is
going to tell you.
you gonna have to pay a price one way or the other. Make sure you got enough credit to cover the bill. Because if you come
Yeah.
up short, they're gonna tax you with interest, and then they're really gonna make it hurt.
That's the game is the game, right?
Always.
Always. Okay. Do you hate the game or you hate the players?
I mean, I don't hate any of it. I just learn from it.
Yeah, I mean, if you put your money on the table and play the game, you can't get upset when you lose. Same thing with cats selling crack back in the day, other kind of illegal shit. My best friend did 4 bids. Okay, 4 of them.
Yeah,
That's the price he had to pay for what he life he actually wanted to live.
yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I know plenty of people that had paperwork that said them versus the United States.
Yeah, yeah. I had three
At the
girlfriends.
streets.
I had 3 girlfriends try to get me to sell dope.
Okay.
Yeah, back in the '80s. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I mean, that was the new McDonald's. Calvin's got a job.
yeah, yeah. But I said I'm going to jail, not you.
I mean, I grew up with real criminals, so
So
most
did
of the
I.
criminals that I grew up with never went. Well, no, because real
Oh,
criminals don't go to jail.
yeah, the smart ones don't. Yeah.
Real criminals don't go to jail. It was funny. I was sitting in jail, and the one girl said, she was like, we all criminals. I was like, no, you're not. You failed at attempting to be a criminal because you're here.
You
And
weren't
she said, well,
you,
you're here. I said, yeah, I was framed. What's your excuse? You got caught with the embroidery machine. Do
just
you
because you
know?
fail, just because you fail doesn't mean that you're not a criminal.
Well,
Most criminals fail. Okay.
I mean, to a certain extent, I know a bunch of good ones that never got popped. But you want to know what?
Hmm.
They all stacked up their cash.
And,
They
and,
had the right lawyer on deck.
yeah,
They had the right lawyer that was at the
and,
country club that knew the governor. And,
and they knew when to fold their hand.
yeah,
Yeah. Most
and
people stay
cash
too
out.
long and cash out. Exactly.
Well, see, that's the thing. You know, ego. Like George Foreman or
Hmm.
even Muhammad Ali.
Hmm.
They had moments
Hmm. Yeah.
where they could have left before their lives were completely compromised.
Hmm.
But the ego,
Yeah, the desire to be whatever your dream is to be, right? There's a price that comes with it.
I was talking about Marie Antoinette and King Louis
Yeah,
and talking about how ego
yeah. And Martin, Martin,
finished
Luther,
him.
Martin Luther King knew he was going to get assassinated. It was his only way out. He knew it. Malcolm
Well,
X the same way. You know it.
I mean, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
is that the price that you're willing to pay?
Oh, I made up my mind a long time ago. You know, I see. For me, it's a little different. I never
Hmm.
expected to live past 25,
Okay.
so I'm stealing time as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, bonus time, huh?
I don't I don't think about how long I'm gonna be here. My real focus is what am I gonna get done with the time that I have. There are so many people that have made such a huge imprint on the world's history that
Hmm.
passed away before the age of 30. Gee.
Yeah,
And then when I think about all of the people who died before 30 who accomplished nothing,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which one?
really that's what we should be
So,
focused on.
so,
What are we
so,
getting done?
which one do you want to be?
Oh, well, I mean, I'm gonna get it done.
Some people are perfectly happy being what regular. Most people are.
Yeah, no, I'm a different kind.
Exactly.
I don't even believe in time, honestly. I study quantum physics too much to pay attention to lay thinking. You know, lay
Okay.
thinking usually just means you're gonna get laid out.
I mean, the structure, the base of the pyramid is built by a structure of people that are solid and believe in something, right?
Yeah,
Like the Matrix kept the whole human being, all the human beings alive. It had to be there.
yeah. I stay focused on my work. I stay focused on the
Mm-hmm.
vision, and
Yeah.
I stay focused on my goal.
Mm-hmm.
And however my life ends, that's God. That's all in God's hands.
Yeah. Yeah. You're meant to do it, but it's not everybody's calling.
Oh no, it isn't, and it's not everybody's ministry.
Nope. Exactly.
It's not everybody's.
And but there's always a cost to do what you do.
Oh, absolutely.
So
But
and
you know what?
mm-hmm.
If it were easy and if it were free,
Yeah.
everybody would do it.
Eh, yeah, of course. I just said it to my grandson all the time. How bad do you really want it?
Yeah. I
And sometimes you don't have enough coins to get what you really want. It's just not in the cards.
like understand this. I
Hmm.
worked my butt off to
Hmm.
become the artist that I am.
Hmm.
You know how it was not an easy choice, how uneasy a choice it was to walk away from it all. After all of that.
Hmm.
And guess what? God said, we're going to take the long way home.
Hmm.
And I don't regret it. Not at all.
Okay, how come you don't regret it?
Because of all of the things that I got to see that I would have never got to
Okay.
see if I had stayed with the Illuminati.
Hmm. But you had a
To be a
shortcut.
part of the Illuminati
Mm.
requires a certain amount of willful blindness and
Yeah,
ignorance.
you have to sacrifice something, right?
You have to sacrifice something all the time.
Yes, your
You don't,
soul.
the sacrifice thing isn't something that happens once.
No, it's like being a part of the mafia. Okay, once
Yeah,
you're in,
it's a
you're in, right?
series of stress tests.
Yeah, once you're in, you're in. You have to perform just like you're part of the group, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to do your part to
Yep.
maintain the secret
Yes.
society,
Yep.
which means you're going to have to sacrifice somebody else in one way or another.
It's part of the game. The game is the game, right?
If I got to be a sacrifice, I'd rather be one for God than some weirdo guy who does a lot of strange things with pharmaceuticals and young people.
But that's how they get to where they are. They are.
Yeah, so they're not.
Yeah. Well,
Want to know what's funny?
what's
Everybody told me nothing was ever going to happen to Diddy. Nothing was going to ever happen to any of them. And they were going to take me out and all of this. And now they're all starting to see. It's looking like I'm probably going to beat all of them to the end.
well with Diddy. I don't know what line Diddy crossed, but whatever it was, he had to go.
Well, he'd been crossing lines for years.
I
The
mean, I mean,
problem is
uh,
when you forget your place.
hmm yeah, he did. He thought he could do something that he couldn't have. I don't know what it was, but he crossed the line somewhere.
He sued them. He sued Diageo, and Diageo
Oh,
is
okay.
partly owned by BlackRock.
Okay, well, you made
Just
a
because you
wrong.
kick the devil in the nuts don't mean he don't get to punch you in the eye after.
I mean, you made the wrong move. You made the wrong gamble.
It's all musical chairs.
That's why. sorry, what's his name? Went to was it Malaysia or Thailand, wherever he went? Okay,
Yeah,
Simmons.
yeah, Russell.
He cashed out. Said I'm done.
A lot of people about to do that.
There wasn't.
B-
Yeah. Go ahead.
BGS, I get emails from people like he's still over there doing the same shit, bro.
Still,
He might be, but the thing is, they can't touch him.
Right.
well, see, no, it's just, and not only that, there's a society there that caters to people with his rare taste.
Yeah.
And but the thing is, people cater to his rare tastes because it actually helps them to wherever they want to go. Okay.
Yeah.
The people don't do things for nothing. That's why I
Oh,
don't
I
feel sorry
know.
for him. Yeah.
Because the second that he falls out of money, falls out of favor, or runs
Hmm.
out of money, them
They'll,
people in Bali, they gonna deal with him.
they'll cast him aside. Yeah, of course.
They probably cane him for doing something stupid like spitting out bubblegum on the street.
Unless he curries favor with a lot of people in high places, okay,
Let
which
him
he
touch the
should.
wrong person's child. See how that works.
Yeah, well, hopefully he'll know better than that, but you never
I
know.
don't think so. I don't
Ah,
think so at all. Do
I,
you know what I think about these people?
he was smart enough to stay one step ahead, so
I don't know if he stayed one step ahead or he just got advance notice.
no, he stayed one step ahead. He bounced. He started writing on the wall. He bounced. He'd been
Yeah,
right there
well,
with Diddy.
he was always good at cutting and running.
Well, Jay, sometimes what is it? You got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
Yeah,
That's called smart. Okay.
well, I I hope he enjoys all his limited wheatgrass.
And he's if he doesn't get any more years of being in the sunlight, he's had it. So
Yeah, yeah.
he's lived a life most people ninety nine point
Shaming
nine
his
nine nine
daughters
percent of
for
people.
not being better prostitutes.
Well, hey, he can shame them, but they don't have to do it either, right?
I don't know. Those children's all screwed up. I look at that Aoki.
Yeah.
See, I remember when Kimura
Mo.
was pregnant with Aoki. I had
Uh.
just had Sam.
Okay.
Aoki was born after Sam. She shouldn't have been born as close to Sam as she was,
Mm-hmm.
but they played Dr. Frankenstein with her in the womb.
Okay.
They were feeding steroids to her intravenously
Mm-hmm.
so that her organs would mature faster so Kimura could give birth before 30 weeks and not get no stretch marks.
Okay. Okay.
God knows what's going on with that child. That damn Aoki, they done messed with that Aoki so bad, playing Dr. Frankenstein with these kids.
Yeah. Hopefully you get a compensation for being born in that family.
I don't know. You saw they had her fixed up on that beach with that old white man. And then her father gonna tell her that she didn't have enough breasts to be a decent sugar baby.
Why does she just? She doesn't have to be there. She can leave. She can go be a regular person.
Yeah.
Why does she stay?
That's what she did.
Yeah. Why does
These
she
children
stay?
don't know how to function. These children don't know how to function. They may be adults, but they're more like 5-year-olds. They don't know how to function.
Well, they have to get out there and learn how. You can learn.
Well, then just go ahead and tell her go on and get a job with Trump over at McDonald's.
You could do that. So,
Well,
Where's the incentive?
that's not all they qualified to do.
a lot of wealthy people, kids have walked away from their families and gone become regular people.
Yeah, no, some people have, but
Mm.
these kids ain't doing that.
Well, then what most would to suck it up and stop complaining.
And they don't
Well,
come from that. Again, this goes back to what I was saying earlier. If you don't have that as an example, then where are you going to pull it from?
they were handicapped. Number one, they've
Yeah.
all been raised by nannies. They have been financially abused
Mm-hmm.
beyond belief. These
Mm-hmm.
children work on money system like that. And a lot of them have been groomed by their parents and
Yes.
have been used as groomers and procurers of their friends. They have serious emotional issues.
Yeah.
When I think about my nephew Bashir,
Mm-hmm.
it breaks my heart.
Why?
Oh, you haven't seen what's been going on with him?
Mm-mm.
He mad that the Shluminati threw him away. He tried
Okay.
to show him how gay he can be on OnlyFans,
Mm.
Okay.
having sex with men, so they'll take him back because he don't know what else to do with his life.
Okay. So he's out, so he wants to get back in. Okay. Instead of taking a hit, go do something else.
No, I mean there was a lot of other stuff that happened.
Mhm.
They put a handler wife in his life. He's been abused. He's been gaslit. A
Mhm.
lot of things have gone
Mhm.
wrong.
Mhm.
Um, but his mama sold him. She sold him,
Mhm.
and I did everything that I could do to stand in the gap for him to try to get him out.
Mhm.
But every time I see one of those posts of him posting with a new guy talking about he finally got F by a guy and
Mhm.
he's like it's I'll never forget when I first his mother first called me and told me how terrified he was after leaving Will's house, Will and
Mhm.
Jada's house, and
Okay.
just
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Will and Jada.
and then the next thing you know,
Mhm.
they sent him to Diddy.
Mhm. Yes. You got passed around. You signed up for it.
He tried to fight. His mother sold him for it.
How old
He's
was he?
got a teenager, late teens.
Like he's old enough to say
I,
no.
I hear what you're saying, but if
Mm.
you really knew his
Mhm.
background, you would understand he was handicapped from the start.
Okay.
And it's crazy because the stepfather that raised him, that taught him everything he needed to know,
Mhm.
you know, that's how I call him nephew. He's not my biological nephew.
Mhm.
His stepfather who raised him, Larry Ladd,
Mhm.
him, Hot Runner, one of
Mhm.
my main producers who also produced for Little Kim and a bunch of other people.
Mhm.
You know, there was a lot of high hopes, and then Charlie Mack got involved.
Mhm.
Charlie Mack is a cool. And I'll never forget when I finally heard from one of my spies who was working on Empire that
Mhm.
Charlie had introduced Bashir to the
Mhm.
cocaine.
Mm. Okay. All right.
And he
Yeah.
has ADHD and
Mhm.
bipolar disorder.
Okay.
He was handicapped all the way, man.
Mhm.
And his mom is telling him, "You need to do this for us. You
Mhm.
need to do this for us."
Yeah. Just like that, like being born into the mafia.
And considering that his biological father is
Mhm.
in jail for life,
Perfect. Yeah.
you see,
Mhm.
mama turned him into her 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 make a wish.
Mhm. Her son husband.
Yeah.
Her serf. Go out and make me some money.
And now she's out of his life for good, and he just busting it open.
Is because he's not useful anymore. He's been cast aside. We're gonna go about maybe 15 more minutes, folks, and we're
I
gonna have to
know.
bounce out. We're almost like 3 hours.
It breaks my heart for babies. I was supposed to have it. My little play brother Ronnie Bo was sitting
Uh huh.
down talking with Ratchet TV tonight, and
Mhm.
I told him I had an engagement and I stopped by if I could.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing I look at it
I
this
don't
way,
know if
right?
they finished now, but please keep Ronnie Bo in your prayers.
I shall. I look at it this way. You have kids in the Congo, right, that are raised that start working, uh, 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 mining coltan at 6. They won't live to see 22 years old. Okay. It's the luck of the draw. The
Yeah.
cars that you have. Okay. So these are your
Hmm.
cars. What do you do with them? Why do you,
Play him the
you
best you can, I
play the
guess.
best you can? But the thing is, every turn of the cards, you can make a choice. What choice do you make?
Oh, you can keep that in and play it, and you can throw it in.
And he's got people like you that saying, "Baby, don't do this. Baby, make a different choice. Baby, do something else." What does he do?
What his mama taught him to do.
What his mama taught him. Okay.
Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is older, he will not depart from it.
And what following his mother's advice gets him where?
On OnlyFans.
On OnlyFans. So it's a choice that you made, okay? You can unmake that
I know.
choice.
I know.
Okay.
It still doesn't hurt me any less
Yeah, you can
because
feel for him.
I've
Uh-huh.
watched, I've watched what happened to him happen to Tevin Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
We all watch. You know what I mean? When you just keep watching it over and over again.
I mean, any Disney point to any Disney star, okay?
Don't
Child
nobody
Disney
ask
star.
Ricky Martin about his childhood with Menudo,
Mm-mm.
because it wasn't nice.
It never is. It never is. But that is the price you pay for that, okay? Hopefully you have somebody like you to actually tell them, hey, like I tell my grandson, don't make that choice. If you don't want to do it, give it up.
Everyone is redeemable. I pray that one day
He
he'll
is.
come to me and know that I stand by him no matter what.
The thing is, when will we actually, just like being an addict, right? When will we actually get off the dope and make a
We
different
got to
choice?
choose. You
Got to
know, my
choose.
father was a drug and alcoholics counselor, and he always said the most unsuccessful getaway is running from yourself.
Yes.
And that is your relationship with
Yes.
pharmaceuticals. But
Yes.
the second that you stop,
Hmm.
the second that you stop running, that thing will stop chasing you.
Yeah.
I don't know why you think it's time to disconnect me, Deborah. But what I don't understand is why do y'all sit in the chat talking about how much you can't stand me and you stay? When I can't stand something, I just return.
She followed
Oh, did
me.
she?
Yeah, I
Okay.
know she's been following me everywhere.
Weirdo.
You know, it's
Okay.
so
Well.
strange watching my
Okay.
faithful disciples
Just, just,
come
just, just.
follow me.
I
They
mean,
worship me so much, they show up everywhere I am. They
well,
worship me.
that's they give views just like everybody else. So,
Yeah, they do. They do.
Deborah, we have mods. Okay, mods, do your thing. Unless you wanted to
God
stay.
bless you, Deborah. You know, if you feel like it's time for me to disconnect, maybe you should just log off. That sounds like great advice for you to take.
Yeah, I don't like people dissing my guests. I don't appreciate that. So,
Oh, it's all right. I'm used to it. They've been
yeah,
gang
yeah,
stalking and
but
dogpiling me
well,
so long, I don't even feel it no
it's
more.
it's not about you. It's about me. I don't allow people to do that. Okay.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Don't disrespect master teacher.
You know. Okay. My guest is my guest. Okay. There's certain things you can say, certain things that you can't.
Well, you know, they gonna try. And guess what?
Yeah, they can try, but the thing is, that I have a strict policy about that. So
Well,
you can
now they
say
learning.
if she's your friend, you say let her stay. I'll let her stay. But the thing is, other
Oh,
than
no,
that,
she
no, she
ain't
got to
my
go.
friend. She's a
Oh,
bona fide stalker.
okay, well she can go.
Mm.
She can stalk from afar.
Hey, MJE.
But we go like 15 more minutes, and we're gonna cut out. So. But yeah, but the thing is, people. I tell my grandson that all the time because he sings, he dances, and he acts. He's trying to. He's got people in place to actually get him to where he wants to go. But the thing is, somebody's going to actually offer you something. If you don't want to do it, don't take the offer.
Yeah.
Okay? I impress him on that every day. Don't take the offer. If you don't
That's the
want, really don't want
purpose,
to do it,
though,
don't take the offer. Go do something
of
else.
what me and Odell are doing, you know, with
Hmm.
cruelty free artistry.
Yeah,
I'm so glad we get to officially launch very soon,
yeah,
to create a space
and
where people don't have to worry about that.
and basically, especially since mainstream media started to hit the skids, there's no gates anymore.
Yeah.
If you have the talent, it's there for you. Actually, go get find your audience. So I'm glad of that.
Technology has finally made it possible.
It it has its blessings and it has its distractions. But the thing is, take the blessings and work with the negative side. So like Miss Deborah, she's
Oh,
part of the negative side.
absolutely.
So it comes with the territory.
Maybe we might be coming to the area where I might be losing service. We've been traveling.
So
Can you hear me?
you're boring a bit, but repeat what you just said. Yeah, you're boring pretty bad. Oh, Jag, they want to know how to get a hold of you. In other words, what's your
Finish up.
okay? They're asking how to about your details. How to get a hold of you. How to follow you.
The Jaguar
Say it again.
Jaguar.
Okay.
That's my
It
website.
is your
It'll
website.
lead you
Okay.
to everything I'm doing.
Okay.
hmm And honestly, all you gotta do is tap in my name. You can find me if you want.
Okay. Okay. In other
Just
words,
make sure
Jaguar
you get
Wright.
the real me. I have a lot of imposters.
I wonder why.
I have no. I've never seen people want to imitate an irrelevant person so much. I'm supposed to be the most irrelevant person in the world.
Yeah. So you think?
Oh, tell 'em about the Jaguar Rice show.
Oh yeah, and we have the Jaguar Wright show that's about to launch.
Say
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Some Rumble on YouTube.
What?
We're on Rumble and
On
on
YouTube.
YouTube. And
Okay.
there is the Jaguar Wright Uncensored podcast. If you're looking for a truly uncensored, not Pierce Morgan uncensored, but uncensored
So is the
experience.
site already up?
Yeah, everything's up.
Everything's up already. Okay. Okay. We'll put the details in the description. Now
And if you
I'll
want to
try to.
find me on YouTube,
I'll email it to you, BGS.
Okay. I'll start pimping your channel.
no, Jay-Z hasn't sued me, hasn't tried to sue me, ain't give me no money, ain't done nothing. They all lie.
I mean, trying to sue somebody that has the truth about you is not a good deal because in this social media era, okay, it's probably worse on you than it is on the person that you're trying to sue. It's better to just ignore them.
The last thing he wants to do is for me to have to be carried up in the court.
Yes, exactly.
I promise
Just
you
just like
that.
just like the girl that sued Diddy, right? He should have paid her and let
Yeah.
her walk.
Yeah,
It
you
cost
know,
him it
yeah.
cost him way more than actually paying her money to actually go away.
He's Diddy. He
And, you know,
proved it. He tried it.
he thought he was Diddy. Well, he wasn't that Diddy. Let's put it that way.
Now he's just the diddler.
Hey, things cost. Okay, can't get away forever.
Yes, and
Eh,
the
He should
Jaguar right
so
effect.
so $30 million was actually cheap compared to what he's going through, right?
Oh, honey, if he had just paid that money, he'd have
Yeah,
had Christmas like he wanted to rather than riding that little mini bike around the cell.
he should have done what Bill Cosby did, pay him. But Donald
Yeah.
Trump, what did Donald Trump do? He paid her, right?
But see, that's the problem. They let them in the club and they actually think they're going to treat them like one of them. Isn't that
Even
funny?
even them, right? Why do you think Biden had a part in his kid? Okay,
I
even
know.
them. Look at Epstein. He could have been Epstein. Okay, there's at some point, um, whether you were part of the club or not, sometimes it's your turn.
The
The
machine
whole
is the machine.
the machine is machine, right? Exactly.
Trust me, I know.
hmm and it almost came for Donald. Okay, Donald thought he was the Trump. He came within what, a quarter inch.
Mm.
So,
Everybody gets their comeuppance.
everybody gets it, but God said, "Okay, not today. Okay, turn your head, Donald."
Hey, listen to me. I've had my close calls in my life,
You
and I
always
tell
into
you what,
something. You always into something though. So
you know what?
I can tell by your voice. You're always into something.
I'm
So
always into something, but you know what? Like they said
what?
in Devil in a Blue Dress,
hmm
getting into trouble ain't so bad as long as you mixed up at the top.
It depends. Depends.
I'm pretty good at navigating choppy water. I've gotten
If
good
if
at it.
if you at the top, that fall is long. If you're at the top, we wouldn't even know your name. But that's a long fall.
You know, that's the thing. Does anybody even know where the top really is?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. You just don't hear about them. I know where they are.
Oh no, so do I.
Okay. If
And
if
guess what? They know me. They know me just as well as I know them.
if you go to Davos, okay. If I see Jaguar right in Davos, she made it. Okay, that's where the top is.
Well, for me,
So if next month you go to Switzerland and Davos, I mean you made it. Okay, that's the top.
Well, no, I mean I've already been there.
You been to Davos, Switzerland? Switzerland? To
I've
do
been
what?
to over 1,000 countries in my life, and I've
But
been
have you
revered in
been
all
have
of
been
them.
there for the World Economic Forum in Davos?
Oh well, see, no, there's another story there. That's a whole nother. We'll talk.
We'll talk. You can't tell that
Actually,
one on air. Okay.
actually, I'll let you talk to my old man. He'll fill me in.
That's where the top actually is. If you really want to know, those are the people who actually run the whole world.
Yeah.
I know.
Mm.
Trust me,
So,
I know.
I got what is that? I went after Melinda. I actually mentioned something about Melinda Gates, about Richard Reeves, wrote of Men and Boys. Okay,
And trust
you
me, don't nobody
YouTube
want to make it there.
YouTube actually uh, uh, gave me a community strike 4 times within 1 week because of that.
Oh yeah,
4 times.
yeah.
Shut up, shut the hell up, and don't do that again. I said, well, you know what? My bad. I ain't know I was stepping on
Ain't
toes.
that funny? In a country that's supposed to herald free speech,
Yeah.
guess everything comes with a price, huh?
Yeah. When you had to go out, come back in and check in the customs, they check your passport and said, and look at you funny. Okay,
Oh,
all
honey,
right.
I've
Not
been
not
there.
not not not. Yeah, you've been there. But you look and say, okay, not today. All right. Here's your passport.
I
You have
know
a
what
good
it's
time.
like to be arrested on an airplane.
I bet you do. What'd you do?
Oh, it's a long
It's a
story.
long story. Okay.
But
see,
the
see,
funny
you
thing
always
is,
see
I didn't
Jaguar.
do
You always into
anything.
no, 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 no. You always
No,
into some
literally,
shit.
I was arrested for kidnapping when I didn't kidnap anyone.
I know, but you did something to cause that. What'd you do?
I left the man who wanted to live off of me for the rest of my life.
There's something else to it. What did you do?
No, that's what happened.
Okay, you violated the contract, right?
No, I didn't violate anything. I got out
You
of my
you
contract fair and
you
square.
you violated the contract. You wasn't supposed to get out.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, so that's what you did.
I mean, I guess, yeah, that's one way of looking
There's
at it.
there's a price for getting out. Okay.
Trust me, I know I paid it.
Mm-hmm.
I paid it. And some
There's
days I still am.
what did it call? What did it say? Blood in, blood out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I lost a son.
yeah. There's
He's
this.
25.
Mm,
He would have been 31 now.
mm. Sorry to hear it.
And the boy that took his life was 6 years younger than him and wanted a
Wow.
Rock Nation contract.
Mm. Oh yeah, yeah.
And now he's serving the rest of his days, and because they no billed my son's murder, so they let him walk around. And I guess he thought it was okay, and he claimed two other lives. Caught
Wow.
is caught.
Okay.
It's weird how that worked.
Yeah, you always have flunkies. So.
They were willing to let an unaliver go free
Mm-hmm.
just so I couldn't get justice for my son.
Yep. There's a cost. There's a cost for everything. Okay.
And
There's so
because,
many. There's so many people that I know that have died of two-shot suicides. Okay, have been found in their apartments. So
yeah, I know a few of those too.
mm-hmm.
People that allegedly hung themselves
Mm-hmm.
in a manner in which that couldn't have been done.
Yeah, I'm trying not to be one of them, but who knows?
You know what?
Uh-huh.
People are watching.
I know they've been watching me for 20 years, baby. So I already know. When,
Yeah.
how far will they? How close is the line? Okay,
Oh,
you never
wait
know.
till you figure out there is no line.
There's always a
You're the
line.
line.
There's
You're the
always a
line.
no. There's always a line. Okay, that
I
when you
know, but
cross
you're
it,
the line. If you understand what I'm saying, you're
I
the line.
understand it. I understand it. But thing is, there's a line of demarcation where they say if you cross this, you're a target.
Oh, absolutely.
Hmm.
You want to know what's funny? I danced on it.
I, for some reason, I believe that, and that's probably
And then when
why
I stepped on, and when I stepped over, I said, "Now come and get me." See,
they,
that's
they
the
don't
beautiful thing about
they don't
me.
always come for you though. That's the problem.
No, I know. I know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been the hardest thing, quarantining my
Mm-hmm.
life to keep the
Mm-hmm.
people that I love, that I don't want to be harmed,
Exactly.
safe.
Exactly. It's a sacrifice you have to make. Okay. I actually pull back because I don't want people to get harmed. So
I know.
yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
I do
Just so
that
you know what
too.
it is.
And it's but at the same time, there's a lot of people that I've seen
Okay. Here's a
that
question.
watched.
Yeah. So Jaguar, do you still think there is an opportunity in the music business for new artists? Would you
Of
start a label
course.
if given the opportunity?
Well, that's the whole purpose of our organization,
Mhm.
crueltyfreeartistry.org,
Okay.
is to create a space where those kind of compromises aren't there, where there's just art. You know, I was going through my StreamYard working on a broadcast, and I played an Aaliyah clip of her singing At Your Best by the Isley Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And I played it, and me, Odell, and my apprentice Grace just got quiet and listened to how beautiful it sounded.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you know, this is one of the most awesome records she did in her life.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, what ruins it for me
Mm-hmm.
is the fact that it was R. Kelly that produced it, what he was doing to her at the
Mm-hmm.
time that she made that beautiful recording.
She
And I
she
said,
she
huh?
took the deal. She took the deal.
Well, I mean, she was a child. Her parents took the deal.
She took the deal. She had to acquiesce too. She took the deal.
And 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 it's just, can we make those kind of records without the cruelty attached?
Can you make cell phones without the coltan that kills little kids?
Hmm.
That too.
At all costs, with things, what does it cost? There's a lot of stuff that happens in this world that are not uh, fair. Let's put it that way.
Life ain't fair.
Life ain't fair, but life is life. What are you willing to pay for what you get? Okay. Then sometimes it's you, sometimes it's somebody else.
It is. And you know what?
Mm-hmm.
It all happens in God's will.
It rains on the just and the unjust equally, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It's just the ebb and flow.
Yeah. Anyway, closing thoughts, babe. We're at 3 hours. We could do this all night, but we don't have all night. You've been in the background laughing a lot, man. What's going on with you?
Hey,
you
I'm enjoying
you
the dialogue, bro.
I see that. I see
You're one
that.
of my heroes, and yeah, of course, Jag is a, you already know.
Yeah,
But yeah,
she's a
man,
character, but I love her. She's real though. I appreciate somebody that's real though, and she's
indeed.
real. Yes, sometimes to her detriment, but she's real.
You know, is it my detriment? I don't
Yeah,
I can't even say that anymore.
Socrates said it a long time ago, baby. That's
I
why he
don't
took the
even
poison.
think, yeah, but for me, I don't embrace that
It's
at
it, well,
all.
we have it come being this real comes with a cost in this
Oh, I
world.
know that, but the thing
Mm,
is,
hmm
I'm I don't see it that way anymore.
you accept the cost.
Well, it's not that I accept the cost, it's the admission to the big game.
Mm-hmm.
That my cost, my sacrifice is the admission to the game that I was born to play.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, you know, that's just how I feel about it. Like,
But the pieces
I,
are not supposed to recognize the spot on the board, though. For most people,
I wish people could really understand what true freedom feels like.
do they really want to feel it though?
Probably not. And that's
When
a
I talk
shame
about
for them.
what the thing is, people are afraid. They like being comfortable. They like being lied to.
I don't anymore.
Yeah,
I don't,
anymore.
when I'm too comfortable, I become uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, you're rare.
I work on that, you know?
Mm,
That's the funny thing about being rare. Rare
mm,
cuts two different ways. Something can
mm-hmm,
be so rare that people forget it even exists, and something
mm,
can be so rare that it's just revered and sought after, you
mm-hmm.
know? I've
That's
been both.
mm-hmm. A blessing and a curse, baby.
Yeah, or maybe just what is for me. I've stopped judging my journey. I've stopped
Mm,
trying to look for comparatives for it. I just embrace my journey and I try to make the most of every moment. And what I love the most about my life now
mm-hmm.
is that because, you know, I got so much heat around me, it forces me to make the most out of every moment.
Mm. Yeah.
I enjoy pretty much every day of my life. There are very few moments when I can't find absolute joy. Like I don't even know how many times
Uh,
I look at Odell before we go to bed at night and say my life is perfect.
how long did it take you to get there, though?
46 years.
46 years. Yeah. It's a journey.
46 years. And I mean, even in the midst of it, the trolling, the hacking, the
Mm-hmm.
tapping, the threats, the
Mm-hmm.
this, the that. If people could see how happy I am in my actual life, it
Mm-hmm.
would make them sick because I'm happy
Mm-hmm.
with myself. I'm happy with my relationship. I'm happy with our productivity. I'm happy.
Mm-hmm. And most people aren't.
Yeah, but I hate that for them
Yeah.
because to really understand,
Mm-hmm.
you know, one of the things that I also asked one of my life coaches, they said, "What is your goal for this seminar? What do you want to accomplish?" I said, "I want to be able to find complete and absolute peace in the middle of a riot."
Mm-mm. That's hard.
And I've gotten there because my life, online and all of that stuff, it's a riot,
Mm-hmm.
literally.
Mm-hmm.
But when I tap out, it's number heaven, number heaven. And I'm so grateful for that. And I think that's part of the reason why they come after me so hard with so much pressure and so many stress tests, because what they want for the public to see is me crazy, me alone, me this, me torn down. And I'm not giving them that.
Because you know too much, and they have to label you crazy.
Yeah, but I'm still not giving them that. And then they went out of their way to create this algorithm to destroy me. And rather than that hap-
Mm-hmm.
happening, I got in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
And now I've taken control of it.
Mm-hmm.
See, the opportunity they saw looked a little different to me. And now, not only have I turned my life into an algorithm, it's one of the most powerful algorithms on social media. But that
Mm-hmm.
could not have happened without my adversity or
Mm-hmm.
alleged dead truth.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different level.
Yep. And the environment changes, and all of a sudden it's in your favor. So you roll with it.
And guess what?
Mm-hmm.
I affirmed that.
Mm-hmm.
I
Look at.
manifested that.
Mm-hmm. So when the
Was
change
so much
comes,
more powerful.
when the change comes, you're ready. MSNBC and CNN, they're all feeling it right now. Is because the change is here.
Oh, I
So what
know.
are you gonna do with it? So what are you gonna do with it? I tell
Jag,
people
what
that all the
advice
time.
would you give to young women and young men coming into adulthood in this environment regarding relationships? Is there hope for traditional families today, in your opinion? Absolutely. I'm living it right now. You
Yeah,
know,
if you want to live a traditional life, you can. It's just if you want to live it. Most people
you
don't
got
want
to
to
Choose
live
it.
it.
choose
You gotta
it.
choose it.
Yeah, most people don't want to live a traditional life. They're lying to
They don't.
themselves. Yeah.
They don't.
But it is very possible
Hmm.
with choice, accountability, and discipline.
No, nobody stops you from living a traditional life.
You know, I'm just grateful that I was mature enough
Mm-hmm.
to recognize real love when it came along. And a lot of people don't realize that you're not getting the love that you want because of your immature choices.
And the thing is, the love that you want is that the love that you really need. Because people want love, a certain kind of love, but the thing is, it's not what they really need. How do you
Love
recognize it?
isn't a checklist, it's a checkup.
It is, but the thing is, what do you want? How do you
Oh, well,
most people how do they actually define love?
you know what I tell people? Rather than going after what you want,
Hmm.
acknowledge all the things that you don't. Like I hear a lot of women saying, "Oh, well, I want my man to be this, and I want my man to be that, and I want my man to be this," but they don't ever talk about the reality stuff. They talk about this Disney crap.
Hmm.
They don't talk about that. You know, when I realized that what I really needed was a spouse that
Hmm.
believed what I believed,
Hmm.
was in it. Like, there's no way I can be in a relationship with a man that doesn't believe in what I'm doing. That just won't work. And then I met old Dell, and we had the same goal, the same
Hmm.
vision, the
Hmm.
same plan for the future of our
Hmm.
communities and for art. And love became the bonus. But you really got to be clear about what you
About
don't
what you
want.
about what you want and what you don't want, because there's a
But what you
cost.
don't want first.
Uh,
Because sometimes some of the
uh
things that you want are in people that possess a lot of the things you don't want too.
mm, yeah, that's true.
You got to know what you don't want, what you won't tolerate,
Yeah,
what you
that
don't believe in.
that's the cost. In other words, what do you want and how much does it cost? What's it going to cost you?
Yeah.
And what
And
you
yes,
don't want,
traditional
what?
life isn't drama free.
No, it's not, because this environment doesn't cater to traditional life. So you have to work twice as hard to actually maintain it.
Oh, yeah.
So.
And people have to stop being afraid to carve out your own life. You know, the biggest moment that I'm looking forward to is
Mhm.
us starting the farm.
Why
Getting,
farm?
we're gonna we need to do agriculture. Because the truth
No.
is our food is about to be very compromised. And a lot of our people aren't
Hmm.
going to have options to get good, clean, healthy food that's not attached to the system.
Hopefully Kennedy, when he gets in, hopefully he'll start that change. Well, we'll see.
Yeah,
Well,
hopefully.
just
Yeah.
in case,
Hmm.
we've decided that we want to start growing our own crops, raising
Hmm.
our own animals. Um, if there is a time where, hunger
Hmm.
should become a real problem,
Yeah.
we want to be in the position where we can feed those that we can. That's the kind of stuff we think about.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, those are big questions.
You know, I know what's coming, and
What's already here. It's not coming.
I
It's
know,
already here.
but I'm talking about on the other side of that.
Hmm.
And we need we need to really start thinking about our fundamental beliefs, what we really believe in and what we want to accomplish. Like, what we're it's time for people, for lack of a better term, shit or get off the pot.
Mm.
But all of us are going to have to make a choice soon. The
Yeah.
system
Hmm.
or God's way,
Hmm.
where you got to figure out where you stand.
The environment is gonna make you make a choice pretty soon,
Oh, regardless of
regardless of
what.
what you want. You will make a choice one way or the other.
But the thing is, you want to be able to have a choice in your choice.
Well, that's true, but things most people don't. They wait till it's too late.
Yeah,
And you can tell them it's
they do.
coming. I tell them it's coming all the time. Oh, okay, BGS, yeah, okay. We don't believe you, but keep hope alive. I said, okay, you wait. Oh, oh, it finally caught up with you. Okay, what choice did you actually make? Okay.
Yeah.
especially black women. Okay, if you want to be out there with the making your coochie transactional, you're gonna get a
Mm.
real good chance to do it. What's coming? You're gonna have to sell it. Is that what you really want? But
Well,
if not, you
you
better
know, they're
find a
gonna
man.
have to.
Yeah,
Everyone's gonna have to figure out what they want to
So,
do.
yeah, yeah.
I'm
Cause
just glad we know what we want to do.
yeah,
hello.
yeah. Okay, yeah, we're still here.
You're still
Going
around
on.
the corner. She rapping.
Oh, okay, okay. Closing thoughts, Jack. Real quick. Got 2 minutes. We're gonna get out of here.
Love is love.
Okay, cool.
Love is love. Stop asking more of love than you're willing to give to it.
Say it again, black girl.
Really, just, everybody has all of these wants and desires, but what are you willing to do for it? A friend of mine who passed away many years ago used to say,
Mm-hmm.
in order to get something you never had, you have to do something you've never done.
Mm-hmm.
For the love you say
You have to say yes. Yeah, you have to say yes. And that's the
I'm
problem. You're borging out. Okay. That must mean it's time to close. She's borging out. Okay. All right, good people. Let's go ahead and play the song. We're out of here.
Thanks for having me, BGS.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for riding shotgun
Anytime.
and translating for me.
Anytime.
All right.
All
All
right.
right, good people. We're out of here.